Welcome everyone to the stream. How the heck are we doing? Glad to see you guys. I started about 10 minutes late tonight, whatever, 15. Well, it's a number, you know, it's fine. I hope y'all are doing good though. Shanala, welcome. How's it going? Natty, how you doing? And Exiled Wolf, how are y'all doing this evening? I am fine. I'm good. You know, just trying to keep everything in order. Keep everything. Sometimes, you know, does it ever feel to you like you're just juggling way too many things all at once and you're just trying to keep everything up in the air? That's me sometimes, but that's all of us sometimes, I imagine. Yeah, that'll do. But yeah, we're here. We're good to go. Ready to talk about stuff. Mostly computers. Also probably some Pokemon stuff. I don't know. Look, like, I don't make the rules around here. I mean, I do. I do that. I don't do it well. Anyway. Yeah, so I guess we'll see what's going on. I had a great meeting, by the way, yesterday with one of the co-founders of Build Course, or someone who, you know, someone basically high up at Build Course, someone I've known for a while already, and we're doing some exciting stuff. Y'all might remember Build Course. I hope you do. That's the site that we used to pick out those PC parts that had the 3D sort of build of the PC happening as we picked the parts. Very, very cool stuff. And just basically trying to take sort of the boring side of PC part picker and make it not boring, essentially. And for those especially who are new, who maybe have a little trouble visualizing what a PC might look like altogether when they're picking out their own parts, it just kind of helps with that. So that jives with what I do. Sky the Cow, what's up? Almost done flushing the fourth and final four radiators. You said this was your first build, right? 4 radiators? Now, that does bring to mind something that may have crystallized. Okay, it hasn't crystallized. It's started to form a piece of collab content that may be coming up as soon as next month, according to what they were saying. And it's not with a company. Well, they have a company, but it's with some friends of mine. And what you said, Sky the Cow, that reminded me of that. They might have been in a video that I posted from CES, if that helps. Rurutu, what's up? How's it going? Chris, how's it going over in YouTube land? Welcome in. I really do feel like it takes the YouTube audience longer to sort of come on back after I take like a week off or something like that. Just a little bit. What is that? This is a brand new shirt. I don't know. It does. I feel like it takes the YouTube crowd a little longer to come back after I've taken a little bit of time to go on a work trip. But y'all have to remember, I wasn't streaming on Twitch on YouTube that whole time. I was streaming on Twitch the whole time. So that was kind of unfair to the YouTube crowd that just likes to watch streams on YouTube, doesn't really care to watch them on any other platform. That, you know, it's unfortunate, but that's just kind of the setup I had. Once I have an actual full setup for IRL streaming, that's going to be a non-issue. I can use Restream from there. Actually, I think I could even use Restream from my phone, but like, YouTube is just kind of a butt when it comes to streaming. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The whole requirement of having a thumbnail instead of just generating one is dumb. Stupid and dumb. Yes, that was really cool, Natty. That is very cool. Yeah, Natty pulled an insane hit. Basically the biggest chase out of that set. Just really, really cool. But no, I mean, it's I don't know. That's really awesome. Really happy for you on that. Get a Sharpie to fix that. I don't like YouTube's chat. You know, it's all right. I guess I could get a Sharpie. This is whatever. This is fine. This is from Fine. They gave this shirt to me. It's kind of cute. I like it. Got a little microphone with like microphone, little mixer guy, headphones, and I don't. Is that another mixer? I don't know what that is. It's all cute though, so we like it. Kingslayer, what's up? Are all-in-one PCs decent for just web browsing home office use? I guess so. I mean, that's a big category. Well, not a huge category, but like that's an entire category you're talking about. So like you could be talking about ones that are bad, I guess. And then I would say don't get the bad ones. I'm just not big on all-in-one PCs. Some of them are upgradable, to be clear. They're just not as upgradable. And remember, like monitors go out, right? Sometimes, and if your monitor goes out, that's your whole PC. Honestly, if they made all-in-one PCs more easily used as a pass-through to have it work as a monitor, if you ever want to get a different PC or whatever, like I would like them more. Otherwise, it's a little bit more towards the e-waste side of things. If you're concerned about that and you're just trying to find a deal, just get a mini PC. You're gonna get similar performance usually. Similar, not same, but similar performance usually, depending on the price of it. Remember that when you miniaturize technology, you're paying for that. So you're losing performance regardless, just to miniaturize it and put it all on a monitor or in a mini PC. That's how that works. You lose power, heat management becomes an issue, so thermals, and you pay more for the miniaturization of the technology. That's laptops in a nutshell too. Of course, they're built from Alexander PCs. Great one. Nice. But I want to get a home office PC for the basic stuff. HP is a nice deal on their site now for the Omni Studio 32 I like. You just have to go in knowing that you're going to be limited in upgradability. You're going to be limited in power. Like you're going to be limited in performance. If that's all you want to use it for, though, sure. In fact, you could even use that for cloud gaming if that's what you want to do. Shadow Gaming PC, Xbox Games Pass, GeForce Now. You're going to get great performance out of that because it's not happening on your PC. You just have to deal with latency. If you have a really, really good internet, that is reduced. I'll get used to laptops for just browsing and office. I will get used laptops for just browsing and office work. Yeah, laptops are great for that. But also, like I have to have a machine that can do final edits on videos before I post them and things like that. This last one here at CES, I put a lot of it on Anwar. I put a lot of it on him. Where I was just like, if something was like misspelled in the captions, I didn't catch all of those, I'm sure. But if something was misspelled in the captions, I'd be like, hey, can you render that again? Can you export that again? He was exporting everything and just sending it to me, and I was just posting it, just like that. And that's why we got a bunch of stuff out while I was also trying to run around and do a lot of things with the worst mobile data ever. I don't think it's just Verizon. Everybody kind of complains about connectivity in Vegas. It sucks. Everywhere you go. Even at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, that's supposed to be connected to everything. It's super duper dumb. But like having him do everything, like I didn't have to really look at final edits. Like I reviewed it, yes, but I wouldn't go in and make changes. I always do that. Like every episode of SI Weekly, that's now PC Gateway, where there's only like 3 or 4 episodes so far, but don't worry about that. We had a lot of stuff happen in between the last one and this one. It's okay. Like that, I would usually spend a few hours polishing the episodes when Cuddles was doing it. Y'all got to remember, Cuddles was about getting the turnaround time quick, like really fast, and he was really good at that, like cutting everything down. I would then go in. He actually had started after a while to sort of put in some jokes and effects and things like that. But a lot of that stuff was me afterwards. That's the polish. That's what I would do. And also, even though Cuddles got to learn about the things that I find less important that he can remove, that because I just talk too much, there would still be times where I would have to be ruthless with myself and be like, this doesn't need to be said, or I'm repeating myself here or whatever, and I'm just cutting more stuff out. Anwar's still finding his footing on that, and that's fine. Like that takes time. It really does. To where basically the video that was supposed to come out mid-December came in, and it was like almost an hour long or something. And it was just me saying, don't wait, buy now, which is just crazy to think about how long that one went. But he had basically made it a smoother edit. He had edited it down, but he had left a lot of the stuff in there that I look back and I was like, I don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. And I had to tell him like, hey, you got to be ruthless with it. I talk too much. That doesn't all have to go into the video. I want, when it comes to editing like that, if I want to be able to look through it and say, oh, that was removed, I want that in there. And I go back into the raw footage and I put it back in there. Like, that's the better way, because more often than not, the editor will be correct in taking stuff out. It's a hard job. Editing is like, it's not for me. Unless I'm doing a montage, a PC montage or something, a product montage, editing is not for me. I don't enjoy it. But I enjoy the more artistic style of editing, the more creative style of editing, where I'm doing something like, hey, let's make a music video about a computer. Yeah. Yo, look at that. Hold up. Been a minute. What's going on? Because that is Build-A-Bear coming in with a Prime sub. Let's go, nerds. Thank you for the 17 months of support. Support. I think I adjusted the echo on that. It might be a little strong, but it's fine. It's super epic. I like it. No problem, Kingslayer. You're good. Anyways, editing is hard. Yeah, y'all got to understand, it's so much work, and there's a likelihood that all those hours you pour into a video, no one's gonna watch it. When you're watching YouTube and the YouTuber is like, hey, if you're enjoying the video, please hit the like button and subscribe. And like, that's a valid request. This is free entertainment. And if you're enjoying it, that is like the built-in way for not only you to let the content creator know that you enjoyed it, but also to let other people know they might enjoy it, because then the algorithm is like, oh, someone liked this. Oh, a lot of people like this. All right, let's push this out to other people who are interested in these topics. Here you go. So it is actually something that really does help. I am thankful in that my engagement in that way is pretty proportional to like the number of views I'll get. Meaning the people who do come in and watch the videos, the percentage of them that will hit like and will drop a comment and will like, well, subscriptions are going to be what they are. I have a niche that is not a fast-growing one, considering I cover pre-builds. Might be why other people don't do it. I talked about this a lot at CES, and I've mentioned it before, but basically my niche of helping people find pre-builds is like, it is a deterrent of hitting the subscribe button on YouTube. And you have to think about it. Like, someone watches a few videos from me, they find their PC, they're set for like years. And if they do subscribe, they might actually be signing themselves up for buyer's remorse, because the next week I might have found a better deal than the one they bought. And honestly, I've been in this situation. You can get buyer's remorse from a $5 difference in a $2,000 PC and just be like, I missed a better deal. It's okay. As long as whatever you got was affordable to you and works for what you want it for, you got to fight that buyer's remorse. But honestly, that's I've been doing this for years, and I'm not like, I plateaued, that happens to like a lot of creators. But for me, it seems to be sticking because of that main fact, which is the reason for the many times delayed new series. Make something that actually is worth subscribing to, essentially. And I'm not talking about Twitch subs, I'm talking about YouTube. Nice streak, Natty. Don't go streaking on Twitch. That is against TOS. But the streak is good, though. What's up, Jeff's Trains? How's it going? Welcome. Anyways, it's just something that that comes to mind now and then, because y'all have to understand like how it is. I going to something like CES, and I go and I meet someone who, like, it's a very, very practical, like difference here. It's like it's an actual observable thing where I go and I meet a creator who is at, you know, when I first meet them at a lower subscriber count than me, it doesn't matter. Like, this is something that I've talked to those creators about. Okay? We're not coy about it. We talk about this stuff very frankly. Where they're at a lower subscriber number and I'm like, oh, that's awesome, man. I can't wait to see what you come up with and what you do. And then the next CES, they're like, or Computex, they're like, they flew right by me. And I'm like, I cover pre-builts. Someone has to do it. I don't mind. I'm not trying to get famous. That sounds stressful. I'm just trying to do something that people need to see. Like, make something that helps people that need that help. You know? And they're like, okay, yeah, you know. There's that feel. I get that vibe where it's just like, hey, but they're all very cool about it. Like, no, everyone at this point that I talk to kind of understands the situation that I have put myself in by choice. Well, at first not by choice, but then eventually I was like, I'm good with this. This is fine. In any case, how about, hold on, wait, here. How about this thing on the last stream? This Black Bolt White Flare tin. This thing was crazy. 2 packs, and I got I got that art, what is it? That art rare out of it, that illustration rare out of it. That was crazy. You don't usually expect to get a hit out of something that's just tiny like that. That's just like something, it's a stocking stuffer. That was fun. I tend to get a new PC every couple of years. I just like staying current. Jeff, see, that's good. And the people who have subscribed, they did it for a reason. Like, either they like just hanging out and hearing me yammer about computers and videos, right? Or they like to keep current, like you said. Like, they like to see, and honestly, like, I tend to not go for the too good to be true deals, because oftentimes they are that, too good to be true. And I tend to find more sensible deals that you're not going to like get something and then have a whole meltdown the next week when. That's why I say sometimes, like, hey, it's a couple of weeks before CES. Maybe hold off on buying anything, because that's legit the kind of advice that you would want. Like, that helps you avoid that. It can be bad if those somethings tend to, like, it's a paper launch or you know, something like that, but we can never predict that. It's just generally good advice if it's right before a show where announcements happen, to wait for that announcement. Like, now, see, then it's something like a 9850X 3D, where it's like single-digit % performance increase for like $100 more. And like, who freaking cares if you're in terms of upgrading, or if you already have something like a 9800X 3D. But if you're getting a new PC and you absolutely have to have the tippity top best thing, then yeah, sure, go for it. It's essentially the KS version. Like it's a Ryzen KS CPU, like how Intel had 13900 KS, 14900 KS, 12900 KS. It's just better binned silicon, so it's just a little bit more performance, a little bit higher frequency, a little bit higher power draw, all that stuff. Honestly, to me, it's neat. And I know Splave is going to love it for his overclocking stuff. But, like, for me, I'm good. If they want to send me one, I'll take it 100%. And I'll test it. I'll do all that stuff. But, yo, what's going on, Combat Medic? How's it going? I like learning. Then I got a PC. Now I'm getting my son a PC. So I stuck around so I can learn more and get help this time. Oh, cool. Did you submit a form? Let me take a look. I'd love to help. Let's see here. Ah, there it is. Oh. You submitted this on Tuesday. How did I miss that? I must have missed that. I'm sorry. Well, it was 15 minutes before end of stream. Yeah, if you submit something, you do need to use, if you look in the emotes, you'll find the I'm on the list emote. That's what you use on Twitch. When you submit the form, you drop that emote so I know. Yeah, it's the very end. Okay, good. I don't feel, I felt bad for a second. I was like, did I just like ignore that? I also didn't put green on this one like I should have. I actually need to make a new form now. I need to make the 2026 form. CES always just like makes me forget that, but yeah, I need to do that. At this point, we'll only be missing a few from that, but let's see here. What are we doing? Okay. 1,500 to 2K pre-built within a month. Gaming and racing sim / flight sim. A little bit more need towards IO, but nothing crazy. Haven't decided yet, or you don't know on the resolution. Not too much RGB, in black, price to performance, and not worried about upgrading the CPU down the line. Actually, the budget is closer to 1,800. Cool. I usually do ask that, so thank you for updating me on that. Okay, I will say that I should do things in the normal flow. Can I just say USACM? I never know which part of your name to focus on there, but USACM. Let's say that. Well, hey, I forgot it was Thursday. I almost did too, Vaquero. To be clear, to be fair, I almost forgot too. I had a moment of just like, oh, I have a reminder thing. Oh, okay, there we go. I've got a reminder thing, and it went off, and I was like, thank you, and I had to get ready for it. That's why I was like 15 minutes late. I'm always off of my routine when I come back from a week-long work trip. Okay, so USACM, if you don't mind. The current flow is that I start by doing a little Pokemon thing, like rip a pack, and then between helping people out, I'll do another one. So we're gonna stop. We're gonna do one of those real quick. We will do your PC or your son's PC, and then we'll be back on track here. Is that okay with you? Awesome. Okay. Now I have to, crap. Now I got to decide what I'm gonna do. Okay. So, I've got to decide how to proceed here. We have a lot of options. I honestly, guys, I really wish I had jumped on this, on the Pokemon channel thing. I have a lot of regrets right now. There's one creator I like to watch that goes by Kiki Rips, does short form, makes really good stuff. Just really entertaining kind of stream of consciousness, talking while ripping packs and just giving away stuff. They do giveaway streams, things like that. Really, really fun stuff. Well, they partnered with a digital grading company to do a sort of find a creator thing. I think I talked about this last time. I wish we have so much footage for Pokemon content, and I have none of it ready to go. So by this time, I should have renamed the YouTube channel to PC Gateway, taken the Braythorn name, put that on the Pokemon channel, and have that a few videos up by now. But CES really put a hamper on that. So anyway, let's figure out what we're going to open next. There's the smaller ones here, although these both actually have these. What? No, these. Here we go. These have more packs than the ETBs. There's 15 in here of like 4 cards each, and then 10 in here of 10 cards each. And then there's a 6-pack White Flare. I kind of want to save this for after I do the White Flare ETB. Oh, nice. Hold up. Wait, do I still have a... Whatever, I'll just do it this way. Lone Vaquero just gifted a tier 1 sub to the community. Let's go, nerds. That's tier 1 sub for Milkman AL1. Welcome to the Swarm. So there's these. Thank you for that, Vaquero. I appreciate that. And Build-A-Burr, I hope you've been well, by the way. Zelmov, what's up? Welcome. Thank you for the lurk. So I got these smaller ones. 15 cards, 15 packs of 4 cards each, so it's a small pack. 10 regular packs. A lot of hits in this though, usually. Or 6 packs of this, but I'm gonna say, actually, I'm taking that out. I'm gonna say that for later. Or we do an ETB. These have a bunch of cool stuff in them. I like opening them. They have 9 packs each, and I have the Gardevoir Mega Evolution one, and then I have, basically, this is Pokemon Black and White redo, like it's a redo of Gen 5. Black Bolt, White Flare. One of these two. So feedback, what do y'all think? What's under this? What's keeping that from sitting flush? Get out of the way. Still desperately have to clear off my desk here. I would do like a, I would like to do ETB. Interesting. Okay. What do you think of the 5070 Ti rumors? I think that they probably hold water. Yeah. Get the 5070 Ti while you can. It is the best of the 50 series cards. If you can get it for for 750 rather. Raider Dave. 5070 Ti is it was the best deal in turn if it was within your budget. You know, same 16 gigs VRAM as the 5080. Very similar performance in most games. Dual encoders, just like the 5080, and they're taking that away from us apparently. It's one of the two things is going to be true. Either they're busting it down to 12 gigs of VRAM, or they're taking it away altogether. I would rather they take down they lower the VRAM. If they're going to lower the freaking price to NVIDIA, wouldn't that make so much sense? Not that making sense is top priority for you guys. I cannot imagine what it would like, what kind of cojones you'd have to take away 25% of the VRAM of a product and keep it at the same price. I hope they are smarter than that. Bill, thank you. I hope you get a Charizard or whatever the top card is. It's actually, well, it depends on which one I open. Okay. The first vote that I got was for an ETB, an Elite Trainer Box. Cool. I'm not opening all of them. We're basically going to do a couple of packs right now and then a couple after or, between. So let me just do this really quick. I'll also try to do it really cool, whatever that means. Let me do this really quick. Poll time. We're just going to do a 3-minute poll, so get your votes in. All 5 of you that are going to vote, or however many. Okay, so for context, Mega Evolution is the newest one out of the 3 ETBs I have. I've opened 2 Mega Evolution ETBs, gotten some awesome cards. It's very cool. Both of the ones I had before were the Lucario versions, Mega Lucario. This one is Mega Gardevoir, and this is the one, I really want this one. I might at the very least, open all 3 ETBs on stream just so I can get that footage out of the way. Black Bolt and White Flare are basically almost like a reprint of Gen 5, including just a lot of the cool cards from there. But then they added a bunch of really cool SARs and things like that. Really cool pulls. The all black Reshiram, the all black Zekrom, the all white Reshiram, and the all red Victini are of course the big chases. And you can get the Reshiram from Black Bolt and the Victini, and you can get you can get the Zekrom from Black Bolt and the Victini, and you can get the Reshiram and Victini from White Flare. So the Victini's in both, which is weird, but other than that, they're both just really cool. This helps me a lot with my Gen 5 Pokemon in my full Pokedex I'm trying to collect. Just like 151 helps with Gen 1. If you're not in Pokemon, this makes no sense. All right, I need help. All right, that was my wrist rest. I just need some help. I don't mind waiting on those two, making that like a whole thing, and just doing Mega, whatever y'all want to do. I'm just setting these aside, that's too bad. These are really fun, but I'm setting that aside, and we're just gonna see what y'all say in the thing. Oh, thank you for the hype train. I appreciate that, y'all. Thank you. Okay, can someone please be a tiebreaker here? We're down to like 45 seconds. Come on. I have 2 for Mega Evolution, 2 for White Flare. That's not breaking a tie. Oh, God, we have a 3-way tie. This is the least helpful it could possibly be. Oh, Black Bolt is taking a lead. Interestingly enough. Oh, tied to Mega Evolution. Oh, no. Oh, no. I can't watch. I can't watch. Don't worry. As I'm doing this, Combat Medic, I'm thinking about the build too. Like that's in my head too. Like where can we go? What the best options will be? Price of performance usually goes towards Skytech, so that's probably the first place we'll look. I am keeping that in mind. We're almost out of time. Somebody vote either Mega Evolution or Black Bolt because this is gonna drive me crazy. Please, one person, and we are out of time. I'm doing Mega Evolution. Thank you. Because, like, if it's between... I want to do these kind of around the same time. So, by tying... I guess, technically, Black Bolt and White Flare, if you combine them, got 5 votes. But that's not how I'm doing it. So, yeah. All right. So, we're just going to open the ETB and then just do a couple packs. And then we will get into this. That's going to look good. Let's turn this down. There we go. Why? Why are you doing that? Don't look at my messy table. Hi, I'm right here. Thank you. That's what that table looks like after I unpack from a trip, okay? Give me a break. Unless someone wants to come and clean my studio for me and organize it for me, y'all can't judge nothing. Okay, how does this look? I'm a little off center here. So what if I... No, I don't like that. Okay, I will just be here. Okay. All right, time to check out the Mega Evolution Mega Gardevoir ETB. Let's see what's in this thing. Got this for $75 at the Top Deck Card Show in Las Vegas at the Rio Convention Center. Not a bad deal for this. Of course, if you can manage to get it for MSRP, do that. And please, tell me your secrets. Of course, you have your player's guide in here. It's going to have all the cards that you can look for. Just a guide to that, including at the back here. It will show you your big chase cards, SARs, gold cards like the gold Mega Gardevoir EX and gold Mega Lucario EX. These are obviously big chase cards that everybody would want, but I do not get fixated on this. I'm trying to build the full national Pokédex. So a lot of these cards are going to be helpful for me. And yes, this one does have the inside sleeve art. So you can kind of like rip that open and have that sort of as a background or something. Anyways. So, of course, here we go. We've got our Mega Gardevoir Card sleeves, don't use these. They're a little too tight on the cards unless you really just like to have them really fitted. You can just kind of hold on to those. And our coin, which is a really nice coin. I like that. And our promo cards. So we have the Alakazam. You can keep this sealed if you want to, but it's also got your dividers in there. If you intend to use those, you kind of can't keep them sealed. Let's take a quick peek at some ETBs. I believe will have 2 promo cards. Let's see what's in this one. Some promo cards are packaged kind of precariously. I like this because you have the dividers keeping it flat. Okay, it's just a single Alakazam promo card, full art. That is going to go in my Pokédex as my Alakazam for the Pokédex. Quite nice. So let's put a penny sleeve on that. What does a Chase of Chase variant even mean? It's extremely rare. It is sought after and more valuable because of that. So there we go, promo card. So this is a full art card, right? And then if you're looking at like a standard card, it'll have the block for the text at the bottom, you know, all that stuff kind of block. This just shows you all the artwork and everything, and you'll have secret art rares or SARs that have unique art, alternate art, you might call it, which they actually do call it that. Anyways, of course, get a bunch of energy cards. Boy, do I have a lot of these at this point. You also get dice for damage counters for playing the game, and of course, to roll here, it's standard six-sided die there. So those can be useful. I at least like collecting these right here. They're pretty nice. And of course, the main reason people like these is the 9 packs that you get from it. There we go. That's all of them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There it is. So let's go ahead and open one up, see what we get. Shotgun Loopy says Pokemon. Correct. Indeed. I don't know the pack trick for this. Let's go ahead and... Oops. Let's go ahead. No, don't twist. There we go. Go ahead and zoom in. Are we focused? Yes, we are. Okay. I don't know the pack trick for this. I'll do one card. Okay, that's our energy. That's what that was. We got Krogunk, Delibird, Spoink, Electrike. I've got all of these so far in the Pokédex, so no helpful ones yet. Strange Timepiece item card. Shuckle, I do have, I believe. I thought about having the spreadsheet open there so I can check it, but I don't really have a quick way to check it, so I don't want to waste. Okay, Chi-Yu, I actually have an EX for that, so Goldengo Reverse. I don't think I have a reverse Holo Goldengo yet, so that's good. We're gonna hold on to that. Shedinja Reverse. I have a full art illustration rare Shedinja, so I'm good there. And a Holo Dialga. Nothing too crazy from that one, but we take that. That's fine. Let's do... we'll do 2 more before we get to this, and then we'll do some more after we help with the PC for one of our awesome chatters here, in this case, U.S. Army Combat Medic, who is being, thankfully, very patient. Whether I have them or not, whether they're valuable or not, if it's got foil on it, I tend to put it in a penny sleeve just in case. And for anything that goes into the Pokédex, whether it's a common or not, it gets a sleeve, it goes into the Pokédex. That's just good binder habits right there. So that's what we do. All right, so that's 1. Let's do 1 more here. All right. We'll do them in sets of 3 because there's 9. So that's 3 times we do this. I see some of these guys who do this all the time, and you can tell I'm fairly new to it because I'm very ginger about how I open packs. Okay, another energy here. Grievard, got plenty of those. Oh, yes, finally. Okay. I finally have Pokemon 0001 for the Pokedex. Thank you, Perry. This one to the front is what I was doing, and it seems to be working. Okay, and the saddest thing is that from that booster bundle of 151 I bought in Vegas and opened at CES. Y'all will eventually see a video for that. I lost that entire booster bundle, so I lost the first Bulbasaur I ever pulled. But no, we got Bubby. Bubby is here and going page 1. Slot 1 for the Pokédex. We got Shroodle. I already have Shroodle. Energy Switch. Inteleon. I believe I already have an Inteleon card in there. Another Strange Timepiece. Another Shuckle. Reverse Hollow Execute. I don't know if I have a Reverse Hollow for that yet. Reverse Hollow Pyroar. I believe I have, but we'll put over there just in case. And a Hollow Kyogre, which I do already possess. And this will be the last one for this little set we're doing. We're going to have our buddy RGB give it some of that last pack mojo. All right. Let's go. I don't know why I rub it on it like that. That's kind of weird. I should just be like, boop. There we go. Especially if I'm calling it last pack mojo. That just kind of came out. I was just like, see, people say last pack magic, last pack luck. I haven't heard mojo yet. I'm claiming that. All right. It's not the actual last pack of the ETB, but it's the last pack we're opening right now. Okay, we got our energy. Sobble, I do have. Toxicroak, I believe I have as well. Stuffle, I've got. Added that one last time. Gimme Ghoul, I believe I have. Iron Defender. See, this is the thing. As the more we go on with sets that I've already opened, the more I'm already going to have the Pokemon. Spiritomb, I have. Gumshoes, I'm not sure, so I'll put it over here. Wally's Compassion, Reverse Hollow. Oh, it's always fun to get trainer cards in Hollow or Reverse Hollow. That's cool. So that's going there. Sandshrew Reverse. I think I have that. Yo! Nice! We got the Mega Latias EX. I've only pulled one of these before, and you need multiple for a deck, so that's really, really cool. All right. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for that mojo. Appreciate it. Look, it's even going in the same direction as you. This is a Pokemon, okay? I believe in it. It'll happen one day. Very, very nice. We like that. That was a suitable ending for that. What do you do with your duplicate cards? Well, I eventually want to learn the TCG. Any cards that are not going to be useful for that, I'm going to figure that out. I might do something where I give away bulk or things like that eventually. But I just got started. So most of the cards I pull, I do need for the whole collection journey. But I'm not a greedy person. Basically, what'll happen is, as I go through it, and like say I'm pulling more cards and I replace cards I've already got in the Pokédex with a better version. The one that I'm getting rid of, unless it's something I need for play, that one can maybe go to like what I'll probably do is if there's card shows where I'm doing content there or doing something like that, I can do some giving away of some of them there or do it on here. It's just, you think about it, shipping a few cards is, first off, I don't know how to do it properly, but it's also like, it could be fun to put together a bunch of bulk and do a giveaway for someone who's just getting into it. That would be fun. Okay, so we've got all those. Cool. This is a rad EX card. Am I right? I like it a lot. That was what I consider a hit, and we will take it. Neat. We still have 6. Okay, let me go ahead and put this here. And even with this, we still have 6 packs from this ETB to go. So we'll get those open here later in the show. I did not mean to rhyme that, but like bars. All right. The best thing about one of my favorite things about an ETB is the card storage that you get afterwards, and then it closes down more than it was before because that plastic frame thing is no longer in there. This is just there to make it look like a bigger box than it actually is. Also don't forget to get this here. So that's going to be good for the Pokedex. Put that there. I'm actually going to put this just for now into a top loader just to keep it myself from accidentally damaging it, putting something on top of it, whatever. I do that with every full art card. It's no big deal. All right. Combat Medic. Let's get this going. I will say I'm very thankful to you guys because, Erkzilla said time out somebody else and then did time out somebody else, then said hi. Is it you that you want to be timed out, Erkzilla? Is that what you're going for there? What do you, oh yeah, already answered that. The series I got is Obsidian Flames. I had to look it up, lol. Nice. I got a series to finish. So are you trying to master set it? Is that what it is? 19RC88, how's it going? Welcome. I like watching Pokemon stuff too. Ripping is always fun to watch. Well, then you can see why I added it, because like there was a certain point after Black Friday last year, I guess I can see last year now, where it was like we didn't have many people to help, or I was helping people, but it was like I wanted to break. Pokemon cards dropped in price, like market prices dropped for sealed product. So I was like, let me start doing this. I like watching it, and that's advice that I would give you guys anytime. If you're thinking about doing content creation, think about making the kind of stuff that you like to watch, because you already have a framework for how you might think you want to do it. Imitation is never a bad thing for when you're first starting. And it doesn't mean that's what you're going to do forever. When I first started, I was doing like content for like people who want to get started streaming. That does not make any sense for my actual level of expertise in streaming. It's just I liked watching stuff like Epos Vox and Harris Heller and Nutty and those guys. So that's what I was covering. And when I wasn't doing just gaming videos. And then I was like, oh, GPU shortage, pre-builts. That's what got me into this. Anyways, all right. So remember, guys, if you fill out the form, you do need to inform me that you need to let me know that you are here. You fill out the form and then, just participate in chat just a little bit. I just need to make sure that you're active here and that it's not just you putting in the form and me like emailing you later or something. That is not how it works. And there, Japchase got it. Yeah, nice. I let me see. Yep, there you are. I see you right there. So we'll mark you in purple there. And we're going to go ahead and take care of U.S. Army Combat Medic. So Japchase, what you're going to see is I'm going to help out the person before you. And then we'll do another 3 of these. And then we will help you out. That's going to be the cadence for what we're doing here. All right. So, looking at yours, USACM. Imagine going to the store and buying a bunch of Pokemon card packs and ETBs and stuff because you're trying to get into Pokemon cards. But then because of all the scalper recently, it makes it look like you're a scalper too, but really you just want a lot of cards to get started off with. That happens to people at like Walmart and stuff. Like people are limited to like four items per customer or something like that at Walmart, I think. And it's because of that. And it sucks because it's like, I can never buy this stuff. I want this for like my kids. And I have, I don't know, 5 kids and I can only get 4. Oh no. Like, I don't know what that might look like, but yeah. Tempted to build another, judgmental Nietzsche. What's going on? Then build another AM5 PC. I have 32 gigs of RAM just sitting. RAM has gotten to that point where you're just like, I cannot waste this. It's there. Okay. So $1,800 for a gaming PC that is also going to be for racing sim and flight simulation. Now, the thing is, Combat Medic, we do need to know what resolution you're going for. So if you're doing sim, that means you're probably going to have a sim setup, right? Is it going to be single monitor, but like a really big one? Is it going to be triple monitor? What are you envisioning for that setup? Excuse me. Oh, it's 4 DIMMs. Well, the reason you probably can't get it to work is because you might be trying to do like not XMP, but Expo, and it's just it'll run better at JDEC. AMD is not designed to run 4 DIMMs or 2 DIMMs per channel with Expo. Expo is not designed like that. I have that direct from the person who developed Expo at AMD Labs, being like, yeah, we don't do that. And I was telling him, like, could you do that? Because people can't be picky about RAM these days, and that's affecting AMD more than Intel, who has a much more sort of like timings agnostic RAM memory controller. It doesn't care. It doesn't need 10 nanosecond first word latency. I mean, I can't guarantee that. If Nietzsche, if you got a cheap motherboard, it might not work at all. Motherboard quality and number of PCB layers actually has a lot to do with signal integrity for your memory. And that has a lot to do with your stability. It is much easier to manage signal integrity for 2 sticks of RAM than 4. Or it's more stable. It's like it's easier. It's less of a challenge with fewer layers of PCB. He plays blank. It must have thought that was a link. War Thunder, Microsoft Flight Sim, etc. He's 14, so nothing crazy, but he does get into it. Maybe 1080 or 1440 max. BeamNG Drive, got it. Welcome back, Chris. And Perry, this again. Thank you for the tip on the pack trick for Mega Evolutions. I'm still relatively new to all this. So it's been so many years since I bought any Pokemon cards, like so many years. And I never did it for like content. So knowing that stuff does help. Okay, so with Microsoft Flight Sim being a part of that, even if you go to 1440 on the monitor, the CPU is still going to have a role to play there. And if it's 1080, of course the CPU is an important element. So first thing we're going to do is well, let me give you a little bit of a tip here. If we look at price to performance, that usually will translate to you can't be picky about the other components other than CPU and GPU, and you just take whatever they put into a pre-configured system. If you find that the motherboard it comes with, because we can't determine that for a lot of price to performance systems, because usually price to performance equals high volume seller, and at the volume that they sell PCs, they can't guarantee the same motherboard would be in every one of those systems. So it makes a lot of sense there. They only tell you what kind of chipset you're going to get. But you can always do something like adding... I'm looking at the wrong camera. It's right there. You can always do something like adding in a PCIe USB card, like this right here. Very easy to add in yourself and not expensive. A solid one's about 30 bucks. So, but we do want full-size ATX motherboard, so you have PCIe slots to use there. I might just make a second PC for the office for light gaming and work. Well, that would do light gaming and work, a 7600X. Okay, so we're going to take a peek first at the current champs when it comes to price to... Oh, that's the wrong button. The current champs when it comes to price to performance is Skytech. So that's where we're going to look first. Here's one thing. Since we're looking at one that's going to be over 1400, Combat Medic, if you purchase from Skytech anyway, you're going to be giving them your email regardless. Go ahead and put your email in here, fill that out, okay? And you'll get a $50 off coupon that stacks with my coupon code. So that's just $50 off for giving them an email address you're going to give them anyway. As much as I don't like pop-ups that say, hey, whoa, don't shop on our site, give us your personal information. As much as I don't like that, here it actually benefits you because of the stacking coupon thing. So let's see. For something $1,000 to $2,000, use code NY100 for $100 off. Then you use my code SWARM, and you can use a $50 off code. That's 3 stacking coupons. That is really nice. So we'll go here and we will sort by price high to low. And then we will bring down the high price here to, we'll say about $2,000 because of those stacking coupons, okay? So it looks like we're looking at 7800X3D and 9070 XT at the highest end. Actually, if we go just over to like 2100, you get a $150 coupon. Let me check that real quick, and then that'll for anything 29.99, it's $150 off. So we'll go back to that price, high to low, and we'll make it 2100. Let's just see what it comes out to, and if we need to go step it down a little bit more, we can. And that pushes it up to a 9800X3D and a 5070, which for Microsoft Flight Simulator, not a bad combo, actually. The 9800X3D actually comes in clutch with games like Microsoft Flight Simulator. That or the 9070 XT. We also need to look at things like amount of RAM that you get and the amount of storage that you get. These are coming in with 2 terabytes, 2 terabytes, and 1 terabyte for this one, with no actual game. Now, looking here, you did choose a black gaming PC, but if we find something that's just a clearly better deal, I'd recommend going with whatever color that comes in if price of performance is the priority. You don't want to go with a 9900X. That, when you turn on a game, it becomes a 6-core CPU, and it does not have 3D cache. 7800X3D, 7800X3D. I don't see any 5070 Ti's here, which is unfortunate, but that's the price point we're looking at. 5070 or 9070 XT is going to be basically what you're looking at. Now, looking at the games you chose, BeamNG, War Thunder, Microsoft Flight Sim. Off the top of my head, I don't know if any of those lean towards NVIDIA in terms of performance. I low-key regret selling my 3080 Ti. Would have been perfect for that CPU. I mean, if you're doing higher resolution like 1440p, yeah, 7600X is going to be totally fine. 4070 Ti Super is super solid, though. Like, that's... You got no reason to worry about it. That's going to outperform the 3080 Ti. Okay. But you had it as a spare GPU, I know. Okay. Looking at this. Anything else stick out as an exceptionally good deal? This is what I was talking about, though. If you look at these that are just over 2,000, the coupon code goes from NY100 for $100 off to NY150 for $150 off. All we got to do now is min-max, find which of these is the best deal at that price point, and go with that. 9070 XT versus a 5070, though. That's a tough one. The only one I wouldn't go with is probably this one right here. It looks awesome in terms of like aesthetics. This is probably the best looking PC in black out of these 4. We're not looking at the 5th one. You do not want the 9900X for a gaming PC. Unless 9900X is going to be more if you're like, it can game, it can play games, but once you turn on a game, core parking turns it to basically a 9600X with no 3D cache. So out of these 4, only one of these has just a single terabyte of storage. So adding storage is usually one of the easiest things you can do, but the costs are going up on that extra storage. Also, this one happens to have been at a higher price before of $2,400. So we're going to look at the full spec list and see where that price difference was. We'll look at all 3 of these. We'll start here. This King 95, 32 gig ZR5 6000, 2 terabyte Gen 4 drive. Hold on one second. Let's see, 850 watt, 80 plus gold power supply, B650 motherboard, 360 millimeter AIO. Beautiful PC, really it is. But let's see here, 850 watt gold, B650, same AIO, 2 terabyte Gen 4, same RAM. Okay, but this is a 5070 9800X3D. Okay, now the one benefit of this system, to be clear, is that this has a it does not have a dual chamber case. If you're finding that you don't have a lot of room where the PC needs to go, you don't necessarily want to have it in a King 95 case. That is a very wide case, takes up space. It has 2 chambers horizontally rather than a single chamber with the power supply underneath. The power supply is on the right side. So that's something to consider. Now, this Azure 3 is the best one. Just at a glance, I can already tell you this is the best one. First off, you have room to grow in terms of upgrades for the GPU because this comes with a 1,000 watt 80 plus gold power supply. This also has a 2 terabyte Gen 4 drive, same drive, 32 gigs DDR5 6000, same RAM. This is not a dual chamber case, so it's less space taken up there. Sometimes if you have a whole sim rig setup, you have a certain like platform for the PC, and a lot of dual chamber cases don't necessarily fit on those. So, same B650 motherboard. This shows an M-ATX motherboard. This does not say B650M, so you're going to get a full ATX motherboard there. But that 1,000 watt power supply is going to give you more room to grow. Now, the 9070 XT, in a lot of cases, in a lot of games, is going to outperform the 5070 in terms of raw performance. Okay? However, NVIDIA did just announce DLSS 4.5. If you don't care, if you're not against multi-frame gen, they gave that a big old boost. Instead of generating 3 frames, it generates 6 now, which that's a lot. That is a lot. Was it 3 or 4 before? I don't know, whatever. I just used MFG and it was super smooth and great, but I think 6 is kind of pushing the technology too far. And honestly, Jensen needs to stop saying stuff like, oh, in the future, all frames will be AI generated. Stop that. You need a handler to let you know, like, no, calm down. Jensen, no, you're getting too AI pilled again. Stop it. Stop. My God. Yeah, any of these are good for sim racing, as you said. And again, if any of these have a motherboard that does not have enough I/O, so some sim rigs will have like a dedicated hub that's like got lower latency, you know, that kind of stuff. It's designed for the parts that connect to it, right? If it doesn't, you got a lot of USB devices to connect, and you don't necessarily want USB 2.0 for that. So that's why you get one of these PCIe cards for 30 bucks or so. Add that thing in there. You're good to go. Yeah, I think this is the whole package. NVIDIA axing the 5070 Ti. I mean, that's the thing. That's what they say. Comment Medic on Twitch. That was my MOS as well. Salute. You can't see that USACM, but there, Chris Crawford over on YouTube is saluting you there. Yeah, I mean, we can look a little more to see if anything's going to beat this. I don't think it's going to happen. I use a SAB7 port extension. So here's the thing about a card like this. Let's talk about this real quick, because you might think to yourself like, well, I'll just get a USB hub. Well, if you don't mind latency, that's fine. What do you mean latency? Well, think about the built-in USB ports on the back of your motherboard. And let's look at sort of the chain of custody for the data, like the basically where it travels through. It goes from your device, like your mouse, your Stream Deck, your webcam, your capture card, whatever, goes into that USB port, which there are going to be a few of those USB ports controlled by a single controller. We have multiple USB controllers. Those go direct to PCIe, either through the chipset or direct to the CPU. Okay, depending on the motherboard, how the block diagram's laid out for PCIe, all that stuff. Once you introduce a hub, think about a USB hub. That works by using a single one of those USB connections on the motherboard, which again has multiple connections going to a single controller. One single connection out of those 4 or so USB ports for that one controller gets divided up by yet another USB controller. So your device now is doubling the amount of USB controllers it has to go through. And as it goes through that first controller into that single USB connection that then has to share the other USB controller with other devices, that data goes to that other USB controller, then goes into basically into your system, right? This has onboard USB controllers, a couple of them. Okay, separated for USB-C and USB 3.0. That then directly goes into PCIe, which can go either through your chipset, then to the CPU, or, well, you're not using your top PCIe slot. So yeah, it goes to your chipset like some of your other I/O does. Basically, you're removing the extra USB controller from the equation. This is much closer to the latency you will get by connecting directly to your motherboard. And these are cheaper than than like any high-end USB hub. So it does. I mean, yeah, if you start stacking USB controllers, then yes, it's gonna introduce latency 100%. You just take the extra step to install a PCIe USB controller with really good reviews. You can actually look at that, find the ones with the best reviews. I've been using them for a long time, and they're great. If I'm on a system where I couldn't really determine like exactly what, if I'm reviewing a PC and using it for a while, there's a couple PCs I've tested by using them to stream, and then they don't have enough I/O. Bam, done, no problem. So yeah. But yeah, Shogun Luffy, the NVIDIA axing the 5070 Ti is one of the rumors. I don't know that it's been confirmed yet. I can reach out to my contact in NVIDIA and ask them. The other rumor is that they're just busting it down to 12 gigs of VRAM, just like, you know, the 5070 has. And if they do that, my thinking is the MSRP had better go down with it. No one wants to pay more for less. But that's what it is. It is what it is. I hope they don't axe it altogether, because that would then be a 12 gig VRAM card. Yes, still faster than 5070 and still has double the encoders. If it keeps the dual dual 9th gen NVENC encoders, right? I know that's like saying ATM machine, all right? But if it keeps those dual encoders, that still can be worth it if the price goes down because of the lower amount of VRAM. If someone is using it for streaming, it can be really nice. I just hope I live long enough to get a gaming PC. Chris, you're here all the time. You haven't gotten a gaming PC yet. I think you've been here long enough, like through the 50 series and the tariffs and all that, just destroying availability at that point. And then the second half of 2025, you could just get GPUs, and now they're going to be on shortage again. And then RAM wasn't super expensive back then. But if you just watch this industry long enough, you're going to see shortage and then supply, and then shortage and supply. It just happens for one part or another. Okay, so I'm going to recommend this one to you. I know it's not a black PC case, but this is the best deal. But let's go ahead and put it in the cart and see what it comes out to after triple discounts. Because we're trying to get to $1,800 before taxes and shipping, which, by the way, shipping is free on this. Hold on. Let me clear out my cart first. There we go. Oh, also, guess what? Free controller. Free MSI Force GC30 wireless controller with this. A nice little extra bonus. But I think there are other systems come with that too. That's just a deal they have with MSI right now. So let's add this to cart. Okay. I know I did. Okay. I got to, whatever. It's a free controller, so that doesn't matter. Okay. Proceed to checkout. And then we're going to put in code NY150. That's $150 off. And then we're going to put in code SWARM. That is $63 off. We're just a little above. We are a little bit above the budget because you're going to then put in the $50 off coupon, which makes this $1836.99. Now, shipping is free. If you're anticipating paying shipping, that could cover that extra $36, but we can also just find a different option. The problem is once we go down to under $2,000, we're losing that extra $50 off because we're going from a $150 coupon to a $100 coupon. You see why I tried to push for the $2,100 system, or $2,099.99 system, because of the extra $50 off. So $36 is fine. Cool. Only thing to worry about, taxes then. So shipping is free. That's going to be, yeah. Okay, cool. Let me give you the link for the system along with my tag on it, just in case it automatically puts the code in for you. I'm never going to go figure out for myself whether it does that. I can tell you right now. I don't know why I'm bad about that, but I am. Those are your codes right there. Okay. Those are your 2 codes. And also, don't forget the $50 off code. Don't forget that. That brings us down to from the original price of $2,400 to $1,836 with free shipping. They're still doing it. Don't ask me how. I don't know. They're still doing it. Ridiculous. That is a damn good deal. 100%. What's up, WX fan? How's it going? Angry Beaver, what's going on, buddy? How the heck are you guys doing? I hate going over budget, but if you said it was fine, then I'll say it's fine as well. Why was my music regular volume a little higher there? The stream needs more Brea cookies. The stream needs more cookies. I don't know. I feel like the internet has a lot of cookies already. Doing fantastic. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. I'm doing pretty good myself. We're going to be ripping some more packs here in just a second, and then we're going to be helping out Jap Chase. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Jap Chase? Or is like Jap Chase? How do is that right? Is that correct? How much was the Code Swarm discount? $50 off? No, it scales with the price of the system. So, let's see here. SWARM. $63. Jap Chase. All right, cool. So, a little bit of inside baseball here. I started working with SkyTech pretty early on in their affiliate sort of dealings, right? When they first started starting to do that. And they were basically like, hey, we can either give you this much. Well, no, they're like, basically, we can give you this much. And I was like, what about a discount for the customer? They were like, I was like, no. Take this much, give that as a discount to the customer. Bam. Now it's a coupon code, not just an affiliate code. And I've used that model wherever I can every time. I don't like, it's not, to me, it doesn't fit with the whole vision of Operation Code Breathorn if it doesn't save y'all money. I don't want to make money unless you're saving money. Okay. Mentioned you during a game and someone said they really like your comms. Ooh, nice. You helped Tucker get the 4-year, $240 million contract with the Dodgers? No. Not going to be here too much tonight. Coming down with an ear infection. No, those suck. Yeah, don't do that. Yikes. Sorry to hear that, Natty. No pun intended. Yeah, some places, Vaquero, are percentage discounts. Some places, like Alexander PCs, are just a straight up $50 discount. So, yeah. I try to be. But no, that's really good to hear, WX fan. And yes, I do intend to get back into doing that. Whenever I go on a week-long trip for work, it's always like trying to just get everything back together and back. It's crazy how much that disrupts my flow. You can say he's a rock of the tech industry. Well, Rock and I do have the same haircut, so yeah. Dude needs a beard though, but I don't know if he can grow one. I don't know. What do we think? We've seen him with a beard. He's done the goatee at least. I've seen him do the goatee at least. I don't know if I've ever seen him do a full beard. Anyway, he's almost there. I don't know. Anyway, let's before helping Jap Shade, we're gonna rip 3 more packs of Mega Evolution. I don't know if I'm going through too quickly through these. I might be. I'm going to save. Okay. Here, let's do this. Let's go here. Okay, 6 packs left of that Gardevoir, Mega Evolution ETB. And I think that I'm going to say, because, you know, they show different Pokemon on the front here. Let's get these all together, right? Mega Venusaur, Mega Kangaskhan, and then we have a single Lucario and a single Gardevoir here. Mega Gardevoir. Single Mega Lucario, single Mega Gardevoir. Of course, these are all the Megas, right? Because you see Baby Kangaskhan out of the pouch, and you see Mega Venusaur being with the big old flowers. So we're going to do 3 more packs right now, but I'm saving the Mega Gardevoir pack for absolutely last. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Who knows? Let's do it like that. Yeah, it's an annoying pain. I'm going to go get something for tomorrow, possibly, maybe. Please do. I got to say, even with that hit, I'm kind of sad that out of all the 20 packs open, I only got 3 new bug Pokemon for my bug binder. A bug binder sounds like a great idea. Sounds like a great binder. All right, let's start with, since we got that Bulbasaur, we are starting with the Mega Venusaur pack here. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's not going to open by separating these, is it? No. Okay. I don't like the way this one's opening. Okay, that works. I've seen people who do this all the time open it that way. I'm not a big fan of that. The more carefully I can open a pack, the better I feel about it. Okay, 1 card to the back. Yo, Seabrew, what's going on? Welcome. And Lol Rafflestomp, how's it going? Only watch other people buy? I don't expect to tune into a stream and get the itch to buy a new PC right now. Well, Rafflestomp, I'll tell you this. If you can and you want to, you don't wait. Do not wait, because it's the RAM, storage, and GPU pricing and supply is going to get worse and worse as the weeks go on. Fill out the form that's linked in the description if you want help on that, but I'm not trying to push you. You should still take at least a few days to make a decision like that. But if you're like, oh, I'll wait till my tax return or something like that, there may just be 0 supply by then. We don't know. Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second, guys. Because Seabrew1138 just dropped a Prime sub. Let's go, nerds. That's 11 months of support. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Welcome back to the Swarm. That camera. Much appreciated, Seabrew. Thank you. Supplies do run out fast. I mean, yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's get into this. We already moved our 1 pack trick card. Oop, I saw a little corner or something there. Energy down there. Here we go. All my energies are going here. We got Ralts. I do have Ralts. Makuhita. I don't know if I have Makuhita yet. That might be a new one for the Pokedex. Thievul, I have. Yungoos, I do have. Mystery Garden, so trainer card there. Solrock, I do have. Shiftry, I have. I love getting reverse holo trainer cards or any kind of special trainer cards. So that's cool. Mega Signal, going with the trainer cards there. Reverse Raboot. I think I have a standard Raboot, so this can be a good addition right here. And we have Holo Steelix. I might not have Steelix yet. So that's a good one. I like that. Okay. Neat. Okay, cool. That's a good addition right there. We did get this Megalodios EX in one of the first 3 packs, in the 3rd pack, actually. Let's hope we can beat that with these 3. First Mega Kangaskhan pack getting opened right now. Come on, yeah, okay, good. I can open it the way I like. Maybe. There we go. This in whatever shorts or videos, that part gets sped through anyway. It's no big deal. Okay, excuse me. You know what? I'll just let y'all use the code card if you want to. There you go. All right, basic energy. Cool. Miltank, I have. Corellia, I have. Drizzile, I have. Okay. Scorbunny, I've already got that. Forest of Vitality. Cool. Volcanion, I have. Another Shiftry. Interesting. Cool. Reverse Hollow Snover. I think that's an upgrade for my Snover. I think that might be an upgrade for my Sobble. Reverse Sobble. And Mega Lucario EX. I think that's my first Mega Lucario EX. That is awesome. Hell yeah. Natty, thank you for tracking that. I appreciate it. But this is rad. Finally, it's funny. I never got this in the Mega Lucario Mega Evolutions ETBs, but now I have it. Very nice. So that's going to be, I don't even think I have a Lucario card yet. Maybe I do. It is very hard to keep track of literally over 1,000 Pokemon I might have or might not have. So that, so far, 2 EXs. 2 EXs so far. 2 Mega EXs so far. So that is awesome. We love to see, and it was on the 2nd pack that time. Let's see what we get on our 3rd and final pack for this round. Let's find out. This is not the most effective way to open these. I don't care. All right? If it makes me feel less anxious about ripping these open, then so be it. Oh, no, there you go. Basically, take a screenshot and have your phone scan that, and there you go. The problem is I haven't found a way to make that work in TCG Pocket. Not that I play that at all, really. But, like, I'm buying all these packs. Why not get the free digital packs? But it's like, why collect those? Because it's a game that you don't own. You don't own those Pokemon. They can just delete the servers, and there goes your whole collection. Don't put a bunch of money into Pocket, please. Unless you're trying to just learn the TCG, and even then, it doesn't work exactly the same with, like, energies and stuff. So, try to take it easy with that. Okay, basic energy. Heliolisk, I have. Corphish, I believe I have. Tangela, I might not have. I have to check that. Sandshrew, already got one. Lieutenant Surge's Bargain. That's supposed to be a pretty good trainer card. Ninetales, I've got. Spiritomb, I have. Clauncher, I have a Hollow of Clauncher. Another Reverse Hollow trainer card. And Hollow Lunatone, which I believe I've already got, but I'm going to double check that. We'll just go ahead and sleeve it up just to check that later. Okay, so I did those a little out of order. I like to have the last pack have the hit if it's going to have one. But beggars can't be choosers. We're fine. All right, not a bad set. Got Mega Lucario EX. That's super dope. I will take it. These are the ones that need to go in. These are the ones I already potentially have. Just so you know, I do still spend quite a while verifying that all of these are in the spreadsheet, which, of course, thank you to Natty the Panda for making that and continue to work on it. Very cool of you to do that. I appreciate you. But okay, back to computer stuff. If you're just like, oh, when's he going to stop doing Pokemon things? I appreciate you hanging around, even though I'm doing something completely outside of my norm, because we don't know how this year is going to treat my channel. I'm going to be making the heck out of some content, though. So that's not going to be an element there. But okay. Let's see what we're doing here. All right, Jap Chase, you're looking at a pretty big budget here for a pre-built. You are looking price to performance, and you're thinking I buy power. So let me ask you that. Yes, it is your turn. Let's get the music back up. Let me do this real quick. When did Nico Knows Tech do 100 bits? I missed that. Skeeter Gaming doing 100 bits. I missed those bits. It was probably when I was doing the IRL streaming. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with those. I'm happy with those. So just checking, just making sure that I did not lose Jap Chase while I was doing that. Okay, shows you're still in chat. Still here. Awesome. Okay. Okay, real quick, Jap Chase, I need you to let me know, because in the form where it asks you whether you want white or black for the PC or a special color, please inform me in chat. Let me know in chat. What color are we talking about? You have something specific in mind, it sounds like. Now, don't try to post a link, because you cannot post links in chat. You got to type words. If you had a link to post, it would have gone here, as the instructions in the form told you. Pink case with a white interior. Okay. So what kind of... Oh, okay. All right. That's good to know. What is the... what's the actual max budget for the system? Like, this has a range, right? 3,000 to 3,500. But we're looking for a solid number of money dollars that you can spend on this. Like your ceiling. A single number, not a range. What's that number for you? Yeah, it would look nice. What we're probably going to do is a custom system on iBuyPower, because they have the height case for that. 3,800. Oh, we can go sky's the limit on this then. RAM prices do affect it, but let's go to system integrators. And I have a code that may still be working. We'll check it, but it should get you a full 5% off a custom PC from iBuyPower. Now, the one downside is their case is sort of all pink, but we can get white parts. Oh my God, the pop-ups. The pop-ups. Okay. Oh, I didn't look at something really critical here, and that is gaming content creation video editing. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about. Very cool, very cool. A little difficult right now, because one of the most critical components for video editing is RAM capacity, but with that budget like that, that shouldn't be an issue for you. Yeah, no, here's what we're looking at. Let's just get into, we'll look at AMD. We'll just pick a PC here. Sure. Customize this one. So let's see what we're looking at here. We're going to be looking at either the X50 or the Y70. And then with the Y70, of course, you can get the Touch Infinite with the screen on it. So looking at this case, let's go to info here. Oh my God, I already turned that off. Okay. This is the case here. That's the Y70 without the touchscreen. But you see what I'm talking about with white fans, white cooler, white parts. There you go. And you can even do this. Close this. So we can pick specific fans to put in there, make sure they're white fans. We pick the color of cooler and all that right here. But there is an option I want to find real quick. First off, we got to make sure that they do have a white GPU. It's pricey, but it's actually $927 for a white 5080. Oh, it's plus $927. My bad. Plus $927 is actually bad. I was like, oh, that's actually good. No, I was wrong. That's reversed. It's bad. Because we're going from 5070, and that's a big price increase for that 5080. It kind of reflects where the industry is going right now. But we can put a white motherboard in there. Love to see that. White power supply that should come with white cables. We can also specify white cables. But where is it? I'm trying to find... I might have passed it, actually. I did. I didn't? They used to have a really cool option that you could get for putting these like sort of like fake flowers in there of different colors. And I guess maybe they got rid of that unless they moved it down here. It actually was really cool. Like it was a really cool option to have, but I guess they don't do it anymore. But yeah, you can get white sleeved cables as well, which is cool. Yeah, I guess they don't do it anymore. That's too bad. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. My room and desk setup is already that color scheme. Very cool. So yeah, like there are cases out there that have the color scheme you're talking about, but they're not. Thermal take is what I'm thinking. Yeah, going up to 64 gigs is going to be $410. It's within budget, but it does cut into the budget for your other components. Yeah, okay. So let me show you the X50. This is the X50. There you go. So that, of course, is going to be, let me ask you this question, because the Y70 is a big, big case. It is very wide. Okay, so if you don't have a large desk, trust me, you don't want to get this amazing PC and then just throw it on the floor. You want to be able to look at it like all the time. This one takes up less space. Guys, actually, fun fact, today, my purple X50 arrived. And in that case, oh my God. I finally get to do a build with the purple live mixer motherboard, purple and black. So you're not gonna want to miss that build. Once I get this whole studio cleaned up, I'll be putting up announcements of when that build's gonna happen. Do not miss it. Northern Lights, what's up? Seems you might have been onto something with buying a pre-built to get RAM, but who knew it was going to be that way for the 5070 Ti, best price performance GPU in the NVIDIA stack. I've said that a bunch of times. It is just the best. And of course, because it's the best price to performance, it's the worst deal for NVIDIA, I guess, so they're getting rid of that. Or they're going to be cutting back on the VRAM. The front looks like a Bluetooth speaker. Yes, that's the common joke. I want y'all to remember something. Do you guys remember what it was like when Height launched the Y60 years ago? There were lots of jokes. Oh, lots of jokes. Oh, that looks like that looks like an aquarium. That looks like a fish tank. Now, what is the most popular style of case a couple years later? Fish tank cases. Height has been setting trends since day one. Yet it's usually met with the jokes. I mean, what did I say about this when I first saw it? What if Beats pill but computer, right? Like, yeah. But I eventually sort of came to love it once I learned more about like the louvered back part, how there's no metal removed for this. It can now fit full-size PCIe cards, which the Y70, Y60, and Y40 cannot do because of the vertical GPU. It has lots of airflow, and you can get even more if you get the mesh side panel. It's just a lot. It's really good. Anyway, I have a huge L-shaped desk. I think the Height would fit perfectly. Both those cases were my options, but I'm leaning towards Height more. They're both from Height. This is the Height X50, and the other one is the Height Y70. One big difference is with this case, you can get it with, for more money, basically, you can get it with a really nice touchscreen right there, but that would hide some of the inside. I mean, the Y70. Got it. So this one you can get with a color-matched touchscreen. There is a price for that, of course. Getting it without is 120 more than sort of the default, or than the Y40 here. And if you get it with the touchscreen, it is $300 more than getting the Y40 case that they have here already. Personally, I want a fish tank so I can put fish in it and not need to buy a separate tank for them. Do you want the PC to work? Because that would probably not be, that's not an option then. Because if you want your PC to work when it's submerged, you got to go with mineral oil. And fish don't really swim and breathe in mineral oil. So, yeah. Northern Lights, there's no interruption. You're good. Anyway, so would you want the without the screen? Okay, cool. There we go. The Gen 9 fans are what I probably put in here. I saw them in person. They're quite nice. Let's just wait. Are these the ones with? Yeah. There's other options for fans, but these are going to have an option for reverse flow, which we want for the side intake. Now, the processor is where I hesitate. And why is that? Well, there's a very good chance that AMD is going to be releasing a new flagship processor. That I've heard different names for it. Let me actually see if they've announced it yet. No. According to Computer Base, AMD confirmed the new CPU yesterday and said to stay tuned. It looks like AMD did not want to launch it yet for whatever reason. Okay. Going off of this article, let's just do that. We're going to go off of this article from videocards.com. This says, according to Computer Base, AMD confirmed the new CPU yesterday and said to stay tuned. This article was published on January 7th, so a week ago, because it was not in the keynote. In fact, the one that they actually did launch, the 9850 X3D, the one that's basically like their KS CPU, a little bit better at gaming than the 9800 X3D. That one was not in the keynote either, but they said to stay tuned on it. It looks like AMD did not want to launch it yet for whatever reason. So the rumors state, and this, no, I don't. Okay, stop. This states right here, a dual 3D V-cache variant with a massive 192 megabyte L3 cache. So the current 9950X 3D has 2 chiplets in it. Each one has 8 cores, okay? One of them is like a high-performance 8 cores like you get from the 9950X, where on the other chiplet in the 9950X, non-3D V-cache one, it's just a standard 8-core chiplet, and that would use core parking to shut that one down when gaming is happening in the higher performance cores, whatever. So that one now is going to be your secondary, whereas the other chiplet with the other 8 cores, to make it a total of 16, has 3D V-cache, much more L3 cache in there, and it will shut down the non-3D V-cache chiplet when you turn on a game. Okay? That's not really a problem if what you're doing is going to be gaming and content creation. If you're gaming and streaming, then it can become a problem for those who get that 16-core CPU to try and do things during their stream that requires a lot of cores while also gaming. There are some very complex streams out there with shaders and all these different plugins running at the same time that can actually utilize high core count CPUs. But for those people who for those who get that CPU and don't understand core parking, they don't understand that when they turn on a game, that CPU becomes essentially a 9800X3D. From what I understand, looking at this, you're going to have two chiplets. Both of them will have 3D V cache. And what that's going to do is you're going to have a different approach to core parking or none at all. But it's not a problem to get a standard 9950X3D if you're gaming and then you turn off the game and you want to use all your cores for video editing. Then you're fine. 16 cores, 32 threads, good to go. Is Intel still going to be better specifically in Premiere Pro? Yes. But let me ask you this. Japchaze, what video editing software will you be using? If you're encasing the components in mineral oil, sure. But like, you also have to make the tank, the case literally waterproof. Like, right? It has to be sealed, like watertight. So there's other challenges at play here as well. Put batteries in the wind-up fish so they can run forever. Forever? And batteries. You do, Natty, have you used batteries? Can make the case fish ocean themed with all the colors and have a running PC. Win-win. There you go. Or what if it's like sealed double pane glass with like fake fish floating around in it and like liquid and like fake fish? Because then it just looks like an aquarium. There you go. There's no depth to that, I guess. But anyways. So yeah, Japchaze, current question for you to answer is, what video editing software will you be using? Second question, follow-up question is, between the gaming and the content creation / video editing, two choices that you made, are they equal in importance, or is one way more important than the other? Like, is video editing your main goal and you're going to do some gaming on the side? Or is it mostly gaming and you're going to do some content creation? You didn't mention streaming, so I'm not taking that into account. You just said gaming and then content creation. Which one is more important? That's your follow-up question. Look at this guy pointing at us. Why are you pointing at me, man? That makes me nervous. You shouldn't point at people. It's rude. So it looks like versus a 9950X3D, it goes down in frequency by 0.1 gigahertz. Not a big deal, but the L3 cache goes way up. It's been proven time and time again that if you're looking at frequency versus cache, cache is king when it comes to gaming performance. Higher TDP, the MSRP on this thing is going to be crazy. So the reason I'm asking about this is, that you could, if you're like anticipating this, you could get a more baseline CPU for now, like the 9700X or something like that. And then when this thing comes out, swap in the new CPU. Give it a few months with the 9800X, sell it, do it, 9700X, do whatever you want with it. Adobe, I'm looking to do some simple video editing, nothing too crazy. The video gaming is more a priority. Cool, okay. In that case, you can probably just go with a 9800X 3D for now. I can show that too, check it out. Let's see here. So let's go directly to Premiere Pro. No, thank you. Here we go. So if you look here, it used to be that the non-3D V-Cache chip had a benefit in terms of content creation, but with the changes they made to the 9800X3D specifically, and then by extension, the 9950X3D, and every X3D chip to follow that, by moving the 3D V-Cache to underneath the actual silicon core complex die, right? It used to be on top, and it would like sandwich in the heat, and so thermals were a big problem for the 7800X3D and before that, right? But now it's underneath, so thermals are way better. You can have better frequencies. You can overclock it. All of that stuff. You can just run PBO, Precision Boost Overdrive from AMD, whatever. This actually has a big jump in video editing performance from its counterpart with no 3D V-Cache, the other 8-core option, the 9700X. So 9800X 3D for basic video editing, not bad actually. It's close to the 9900X 3D and the 9900X. It's not very far behind. So I would say just go with the 9800X 3D. And what happens is, if you ever find that you're like, you know what, I actually really like video editing. I want to do this. I'm going all in, like content creation, all that. I'm getting serious about it. If you decide that in a year or so, there's going to be better options for CPU, or the 9950X 3D 2 or whatever they're going to call it will be cheaper by then. Okay? We can hope. Something in this freaking industry has to get cheaper. Please. So that's what I would say. Let's go 9800X 3D for now. What's up? The machine. PC building right now is painful, and it is going to get worse. Yep. That's the word from literally every source right now. 100%. And it's only an $81 upgrade to go from the 7800X 3D to the 9800X 3D. And in terms of doing stuff other than just gaming, that is a very, very practical upgrade to make. What are your thoughts on Alexander PCs? They're seriously one of the most beloved SIs within our community. They've been in there for years. But instead of asking the thoughts of one dude who could be biased potentially, Hunter Killer, go to the Discord that we have and go to the SI testimonials group of channels where other community members share their direct experiences buying from all these different companies. Alexander PC is probably like the only one that's, considering how many people have left testimonials on them, it's like 100% positive. So yeah, I mean, for one thing, if I have a coupon code with a certain SI, it's because I hold them they have to surpass a certain standard that I have. That has a lot to do with the SI testimonials I just mentioned. But I've got a coupon code with them because yeah, they're good. Yeah. Okay, we'll go to cooling now. What did you say for RGB? Yes, and a lot of it. I got you. I got you. Let's see. Arctic Liquid Freezer 3. Cooler Master Elite. TH360 V2. Galahad 2 LCD with infinity fans. What other custom fans do they offer? Can we do matching fans for that? Perfect. That's what I heard from a lot of other people, and I'm excited about it. Yeah. Go over there, throw my name in the coupon code thing, and it's $50 off right there. Go for it. They're really good. Can't beat including shipping and lifetime warranty too. Yeah. And that's, if you're willing to go boutique, because that's a boutique builder, you know that you're paying extra just for the care in the build, the fact that all the other components other than just CPU and GPU are elevated as well. They're going to be higher quality than just like the cheapest ones that the SI could get. You're also getting a lifetime warranty. That's included in the price. The shipping included in the price. Custom cables included in the price, and the color of your choice. It's really just got everything going for it. And you could tell TJ I said hi. But I mean, that's the thing, is there's a lot of good builders out there, but Alexander PCs just has the track record with us that is just kind of unbeatable. It's crazy. Yeah, there's no other Lee & Lee fans here, so I wouldn't do a Lee & Lee cooler. Let's just go with the new AW5 cooler. Check this thing out. This thing is only $10 more than this one with no RGB fans and a basic RGB hub here. And you actually get a readout. Now, you can't customize this, okay? I saw this for the first time at CES. You cannot customize this, but it looks nice. It has readouts. There's ambient RGB around it. You can customize, and you get the RGB fans with it. So this is going to be the way to go here. For only $10 more, that's crazy. Then just like this one. So you see what I'm talking about? That's no screen. It's just RGB, no RGB fans, yada, yada. You say you want a lot of RGB. When someone says that, I take that to heart. This is the way to go for $10 more. And yes, we are going all white on all the internal components. I seen lifetime warranty, and that's what made them option number one, in my opinion, out of the top three. It's good that you didn't like immediately get suspicious of that, which I would understand. But if anything, before you spend a single dollar, go look through those testimonials. Don't take the word of just some dude in a room on the internet. That's literally just, I'm just a bald dude in a room talking about computers. Go see what the community has said about it. And scroll back as far as you want. It goes years back. Well, a couple years back, because I didn't have SI testimonials for like the whole time. But yeah. Cheaper, I don't know, Braithorn. I don't think I'll know what to do if prices are ever stable. Celebrate and actually appreciate it, because I don't think we appreciate that enough when it's the case. Okay, so let's go to 64 gigs DDR5 6000, and I cringe at the price. I do, but it is what it is. At least it's still just the basic price to get the upgrade. For like brand name, color matching, RGB, all that. We're just doing it. We're doing it. And we still have room. What do you mean? We're going 64 gigs and changing the motherboard. Calm down. Let's change the motherboard now so it stops freaking out. Let's see what we want to do here. Aorus Pro Ice is a beautiful motherboard. One of the nicest looking motherboards on the market. Check this. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Is it necessary? Not completely necessary, though. So if we got to cut back, we can by going to a slightly lower cost white motherboard. We have two options here for that. Okay. For right now, though, we go with this because it's really nice. And now the warning goes away. I've been reading through them since I made the comment, and it's great seeing a company with that much success. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All you got to look at is the fact that I even did a collab PC with them. Like, you know, when I helped out somebody with Skytech before, I was like, yeah, Skytech for price to performance, really, really good. iBuyPower, really good price to performance. With Boutique, there are multiple good options. But if you want the one that has the most history with the community, the most people giving feedback, you can't go wrong with Alexander PCs. We're going to try to do this. Yeesh. Okay. I'm trying to do a 5080 for you. Even though between the two, the 5070 Ti is like mostly just as good and would take $472 off. Let's see what this guy looks like. Oh my God, this thing's crazy. What are you? Oh, that's just the back plate. This thing looks insane. That's a little too crazy, maybe. I don't think that fits the build that well. Who knows? Do they not have a white 5070 Ti? I don't think they do. Okay. I do have an actual 5% off coupon, but I don't think that's going to get us low enough. We might have to back off a little bit on the motherboard to make this work. Or because you're doing just like basic video editing, maybe bring it back down to 32 gigs of RAM, because that's like the big problem here, RAM prices. But this is the GPU that I'm trying to put in there. I mean, it's like a silvery white. It's kind of perfect for it. But that is, if you look at just a regular 5080, just whatever one they can get their hands on, it's $268 less than getting one in white because of the white tax, right? There's a gold one if you like gold, but that wasn't one of the colors you mentioned specifically, so. So let's see, what if we go back down to the 32 gigs of RAM? We're at 3537. That is such a huge, crazy difference. They don't have 48 gig kits. That would be perfect here. They just don't have 48 gig kits. So here's the situation. Kind of like the same thing with the CPU, okay? Situation is, you go in with 32 gigs of RAM. That can play pretty much any game. The only game where you might have issues with it is like Escape from Tarkov, which is notorious for having memory leaks, okay? Just make, like, if you're going to play any games that are known to have memory issues, just turn everything else off. That's the best practice anyway whenever you're gaming. Shut everything else off. You don't need it. Unless you're talking about Discord, which typically is not the worst when it comes to RAM usage. It's just there. It's okay. Let's hope them being like publicly traded soon is not going to ruin that, because they like have ads every 5 minutes or something. Like they bust into your voice call with a like an audio ad. Ooh, that'd be dirty. Don't let me give them any ideas. Anyways, so you start with 32 gigs of RAM, and what you do is when you're editing video, I want you to learn something. I want you to go into YouTube and learn about Adobe proxies, how to edit in Adobe with proxies. You set it up one time, and essentially every time you ingest footage, it will create proxies for you, so that when you're scrubbing through your footage, yeah, the preview is going to be at a lower resolution, but that's so that those frames it's creating, it's rendering for your previews are lower bit rate. They're a lot less data, so it doesn't take up as much RAM. Also, close other stuff when you're editing video. Anything really high intensity you're doing with your PC, you should be dedicating Windows to just that task. When you're like, okay, I'm going to limit myself on RAM for now. In a year and a half or so, or whenever the RAM prices go back down some, I'll swap out this kit, because that's kind of how you have to do it with AMD. You can't just add in more sticks. You got to take out the 2 sticks and put in 2 other ones. I'll swap out for a 64 gig or a 96 gig kit or whatever, okay? It's going to be similar to the CPU, where right now you're not serious that much. Now you're not real serious about video editing. Is when I'm going to be doing like 6K raw, and like I'm using my red red camera, and just like, ugh. You're not doing anything like that. You're doing some basic video editing, taking your gameplay, whatever you're doing, and doing that, screen recordings, stuff like that. So because we still have to upgrade your power supply and probably your storage. You're going to need plenty of storage for putting all that footage in. It takes up a lot of space, and that's also costly right now. So RAM, I think, is going to take a back seat because you highly prioritize gaming over video editing right now. We will, since we're doing a 5080, we're doing a 1,000-watt power supply. We'll pick a white one here. This one's $45 off for a Seasonic. Yeah, we'll take that. All day. Oh, but it has ATX 3.0, not 3.1. Sorry. Let's do the Corsair. They added the cybernetics in there. It specifically lists ATX 3.1. We like that. Let's take a look at the info real quick. Cool. $12V 2x6 dedicated port. Good. And you have CPU and PCIe just in case you swap to Radeon later or something like that. All right, we'll do that. Remember, this is before the 5% coupon. Now let's look for deals in storage. Oh, that's not bad. So what we can do is we can go from a 2 terabyte Gen 4 drive. Look at these speeds right here, okay? Can you see that? I know I'm zoomed in. It actually helps when its text is this small. You see the 6,000 megabyte per second sequential read speeds and up to 5,000 megabytes second, 5,000 megabytes per second sequential write speeds. Well, for a price of $171, that can go up to 14,700 megabytes per second sequential read speeds and 13,400 megabytes per second sequential write speeds. That's almost 3 times the speeds for 171. Yeah, that's good. This is not Gen 5. Why do they keep doing this? This is Gen 4. Okay, anyways. That's what I'm running in my main system. It's the Samsung 9100 Pro PCIe Gen 5 2 terabyte. That's my main drive. Then we can go in. I know we're already over 3,800. Don't worry. Again, 5% off coupon is going to be substantial at this price. We're going to try to add in a 4 terabyte Gen 4 drive. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to try. Hey, at least shipping is free. And this is a good one with actual DRAM cache. Let's try this. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see if it works. Oh, for this system, your video card will ship uninstalled. It's one of the easiest things to do, putting your GPU into the system. Do not worry. I have faith you can do that. Instructions are provided. You just need a screwdriver. It is a safer way to ship the GPU. Let's see. I got to check what my code was again. It's been a while. Bray 5. Okay. It doesn't quite get us there. No, we can't do the 4 terabyte extra drive. We could probably do a 2 terabyte, but look at the amount this takes off. $212. $212 is crazy. But we're going to go ahead and edit this build. Take out the 4 terabyte drive, make it a, maybe do a 2. That should get us to about 3,800 before taxes. I think shipping is free, so that you don't have to worry about that. Maybe we can make the RAM match, because this is just whatever RAM they want to put in there right now. Jeez. $80 to make it the RAM white and RGB. I don't know that that's a priority right now. Okay. Excuse me. Did I do something wrong? Okay, here we go. What if we do a 2 terabyte? Let's make sure we get all the free things we can. That's usually right here at the top. Okay, that's just $100 off right there. That's cool. Wait, hold up. A free monitor. Would you like a free monitor? Is that okay if I put a free monitor in there for you? Are you okay with that? This 27-inch 1080p 144 hertz monitor, is that okay? How do we feel about that, chat? What do we think? Like I said, don't miss these. It's always the last thing I look at, but you can also get Corsair wireless gaming headset in white for $50. It's not bad. $5. Oh, okay, look at this thing. Look at how cute this desk mat is. This is $5. This is super cute, okay? But it's not going to match your color scheme. But like, it's $5. I wouldn't. I mean, the keyboard's okay. The Mech 4 is all right. It's not. There are better keyboards out there, I would say, but it's $20. It's just, these are all things you can do if you want. I don't know. Free monitor seems like stretching the budget too much. I know, right? I'm throwing that on there because it's really cute. You could always give it to a friend or something. It's the height canvas desk mats are super high quality. I'll give them that. Okay. But yeah, just so y'all know, this is the case that I'm going to be doing a build in very soon. That one. I don't have a white I'm not going with white components, but I'm going with components that have some purple on them. So that's awesome. I wish I had white components for this. I don't. Anyways. Yeah, it might. You do need to sometimes break up the sameness of a setup. But yeah, okay. So what if we do this then? Add this to cart. So you have 4 terabytes of total storage in this. 4 terabytes. Actually, hold on. Let me go to summary, save, and get this URL right here. Of course, the coupon code was BRAY5. Still about $200. Look at that. $37.72 and 45 cents. We done did it. We done did it. There you go. And shipping should still be free, by the way. Like if you go to secure checkout, it'll probably say that. You're getting an extra $100 off just as a thing. You're getting a free... Now, I will say this about a 27-inch 1080p monitor. You're going to want to have that as your secondary monitor. I like to have at least one vertical monitor because I like stacking things like that, especially as a streamer. I like that. You don't need to do that if you don't want to, but at 27 inches, a 1080p monitor has pretty low pixel density. Don't make that your main monitor. Get something nice. You wanted 4K gaming anyway, but this is a nice secondary, especially when you're doing something like editing video. You can have like your assets, some folders open, things like that. You can just have that off to the side. It's really nice to have and for free. So here you go. You have a couple monitors in mind already. That free one would be a secondary. Perfect. There you go. I should start putting the code in these. I don't give access to the spreadsheet of results like I used to. That's coming back in 2026. It's coming back this year. But I'm also going to have a column for codes, where the codes are going to go. So that anyone who's looking through there is like, oh, there's a coupon code like right there. There you go. There you go. Dunion rings, baby. There we go. We got it. I got to tell you guys, I do tend to spend like, oh, I don't know if I want to do one big pack pull. Maybe that would be kind of fun. Basically just like do the pack trick, pull the last couple of cards, the last 3 cards of each one, stack them as 9 cards and go through all of it. I like that, Natty. We're going to do that. And we're not even making that a poll. I'm doing it. Actually, no, because I wanted to save the Gardevoir as the last one. So the Gardevoir pack is going to be the last 3 cards. We'll do it that way. That'll work. Also, what if God pack? Judgment Nietzsche. Yes, we get a lot of messages like that of like, hey, when I bought RAM, it was cheaper. Yep, that's what happens when you have a shortage. That is what happens. It is very unfortunate. Hey, Natty, if you do need to take a break, it's okay. I know your ear's probably really hurting you. All right. Oh no, it's insane. It's really, really bad right now. Yeah, it's gotten crazy. Rurutu, that messes up the pacing of that, but hey. Yes, RAM prices are 3-4 times what they used to be. Yep. Well documented phenomenon. All right, we've been opening up the packs from the Mega Gardevoir Mega Evolutions ETB. We've got 3 packs left. We were saving the one with Mega Gardevoir on it as our last one, but we're gonna do this one a little bit differently. We'll still have the rares from this one be at the back of this, but we're doing a mega pack by combining these. So let's give it a shot with these. Let's see what we get. This is the last of that ETB, and because we're doing them all together, we're gonna have we're treating this whole thing like a last pack, although we're still separating these in a way. So RGB, just give us a little bit of that last pack mojo. Thanks, buddy. Especially right there. Thank you very much. Let's see what we get. That's terrible. No, come on. Oh, this doesn't bode well, everybody. That did not want to open. Maybe it's hiding really good cards, really good secrets. So that's why it did that, I guess. So these are just going to be energies right here. And then 1, 2, 3. That's our reverses and our potential rare. The only thing that's going to be messed up here is if we get a God pack. We're not going to know until it's too late. Judge Benici, thank you for the 500 biddies. Let me do that right. I'm going to do that right. Hold up. Judge Benici, thank you for the 500 biddies. Let's go, nerds. Sorry for jumping in here like that. That's okay. That's okay. We've been getting it a lot. Bad pack. Yeah, this one opened up a lot easier. And these are both... well, this is the one Mega Lucario one that I had, so maybe there's some good stuff in here. Who knows? That's just... It's random. I know it's random. Let me have my fun. So that's our energy. And then 1, 2, 3. Actually, no. I don't want to do it that way because that's going to reverse the reverse hollows and rares. So we're going to do that. And that should fix that. And then we combine these. There we go. And hope this doesn't feel super heavy, guys. This ain't feeling super heavy. Did DDR4 go up that much? Not as much. I'm not shuffling. No. There is a rhyme and reason to this. To how they sort these in the packs, and we want to follow that. That's why you see pack tricks. Well, that didn't open up super easy, but that could also just mean, hey, good, it's not a resealed pack. Okay, there goes our energy. And then 1, 2, 3 is how I should have been doing it. There we go. Then we combine this. Energies go to the front. And all of the reverse hollows and rares go to the back. Oh, okay, hold up, guys. Lone Wolf X6, thank you for the $10 super chat in YouTube chat. Let's go, nerds. Let's see, Lone Wolf X6 said, hello, first time catching a live stream. I watched a few of your videos recently. Hope you're doing well. Is Paradox PC good for a custom build? Saw him making a few videos of them. Been wanting to upgrade. Yes, Paradox is great. Lone Wolf, if you want help with finding a PC they have pre-configured or customizing one or building one out of just from scratch on their site, check out the description. Fill out the form there. It's all free. I'll help you one-on-one. That's what I do most of the time on here, and I put Pokemon stuff in between helping people out. We just finished helping somebody for free, and you can be the next one. Nobody's waiting right now, so get in there. I may try to disable the Expo, see if that works with 4 dims. Do it. Go for it. See if that works out for you. I hope it does. All right. Here we go. So here are our energies. 1, if this all worked, if I did it right, there's 3. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Sizzlipede, Nuzleaf, I don't think I have Sizzlepleed, but I might have Nuzleaf. I don't know. I'm just gonna go through all of these afterwards. I know I have Sandslash. I know I have Abra. Surfing Beach goes to the item cards, trainer cards. Centiskorch I have. Stonejourner I have. Okay, we got a switch. Execute I have. Beware, I'm not sure. I'll have to check. Oh, yo, we got a Yukimori card. We got the Yukimori Helioptile. That's awesome. Another one for the Yukimori collection. You love to see it. That goes there. Like, I don't care if I have... Ooh, we got a Lily's Determination. That's great for TCG play. So, Celebi I have. Crawdaunt I have. Litleo, I have a bunch of those. Clauncher I have. I do love the art on this Clauncher, by the way. It's really cool. Tinkatink I have. Nickit I do have. Mega Signal, cool, cool, cool. Another Celebi, okay. Stonejourner, another Stonejourner. Okay, we're getting to the rare ones. Here we go. Lone Wolf, again, thank you for the $10 super chat. That helps with this part of this side of things. I really appreciate the support. Okay, we got Reverse Meganium. I do have a holo of that, so it's not an upgrade, but we will put it on the reverse stack. Yo, whoa! Ooh, look at this full art, this illustration rare Spiritomb. Freaking, we got a hit, people. I know I have it. Where is it? I guess I don't have the WoW on here, but that's fine. That's fine. That is awesome. I love Spiritomb. It's such a good Pokemon. And then a Holo Yveltal, which I do already have, but that goes in the Holo stack. Then we have Reverse Holo Shiftry. Of course, we know by now we did not get a God pack. That's okay. I don't know if I ever will. You have to rip so many packs to get that, and that's okay. And then Reverse Holo Delmise. I think that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade to Delmise. Whoa! Yo, we got the Mega Camerupt EX. Double rare. Let's go. Dude, hit after hit. Oh, okay. Now this is the Mega Gardevoir pack. Come on. Give me another one. This is too much fun. What a good ETB, though. Reverse Magneton. Reverse Spearow. Final card. Whoa, yo, we got the freaking double rare Ace Rolla's full art Ace Rolla's Mischief full art. Let's go. I can't even talk. 3 freaking hits in a row. Look at that. Would you look at that, everybody? That is so freaking sick. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man, that's awesome. That is a really good card. This is going to replace my Camerupt. We got the Mega Camerupt EX now. And I have a full art upgrade for the Pokedex for Spiritomb. Yeah, Chanel is awesome. And Natty, thank you for that suggestion. That was so sick. That was so good. Ah, yeah, I'm putting these in here we go. So in case y'all, I'll show you in a second. Hold on. Sorry, I'm too excited. Hold on. Put that in here. There we go. Just to protect them before they go into the binder. Until they go into the binder. I used to keep all my full art cards in top loaders, but the whole goal is to upgrade every Pokemon eventually. Right now, the goal is a full Pokédex. Rarity is not important while building the Pokédex, but every time I am pulling cards, if I find an upgrade for a Pokemon I already have, that does replace it in the binder, and eventually the goal is to have as many full arts as we can get. Or like if it's like a Yukimori card, that's just like a holo or reverse, that's an upgrade. If it's a shiny, that's an upgrade. Just upgrade however we can. But let's see what we got overall. These are going to be all of the main hits. I want to look up, like, I'm not hung up on the values of these. I'm not. Like, the goal is to build a Pokédex, and that makes every card valuable, unless I already have it in the Pokédex. But, so there it is. That is what we pulled from one ETB right here. Of course, this is not a pull. This is a promo card. We got 2 Mega EX cards, Mega Latias and Mega Lucario EX, and then 3 illustration rares. Well, 1 double rare full art, 2 double rare full arts, and the illustration rare Spiritomb. That is super sick. What a good ETB that was. Yeah, so there you go. That's it. All right. Stay tuned for more. We have 2 more full ETBs. We've got the Mega Dreams, what, Wonder Pack, whatever it's called, luxury, whatever, high class box. I don't know what they call it in Japan. And then the 15 pack, but 4 cards per pack, Chinese box that I got from the card show as well. This is going to be good for just ripping a lot of packs and making that last. And this is going to be, they're both going to be really good for hits too, especially the Japanese one. And then of course we have Black Bolt and White Flare ETBs and a Black Bolt and a White Flare booster bundle. All the stuff which I got at the Top Deck card show in Las Vegas after CES. So yeah, stay tuned for more of that stuff. Wow, that was a lot of good pulls. Yes. Huh. So excited for those foreign packs. 100%. Oh, Chinese and Japanese. Yeah. It's the hit rates are so different for those because of their regulations on gambling, which are a lot tighter in Japan and just like insane in China. Just like absolutely no gambling. You're going to get shiny cardboard no matter what. I believe these are all ones. These are all cards that got. Oh, why am I here? Hold on. I believe these are all cards that get added to the Pokédex regardless. And I'm gonna double check all of these right here. Look, that's your ETB's worth of cards right there. You can see why rarity is not like I just want to have a full Pokédex. We actually got a lot of trainer cards out of that, which or I should say trainer or item or tool cards out of that. Just like a big old stack of those, which is great. Including some that are reverse hollow, like the Mystery Garden. One cool thing though is getting, I think, my 4th Lily's Determination, which is great because every time I see someone build a deck, there's 4 of those in it. So that's really good. I now have 4 to use in a deck. Also, what I was talking about with, here, I'll go back here for this. So this is what Acerolla's Mischief usually looks like. And this is the one we got. Same card, same effects. And that's one of the cool things about the Pokemon TCG, and some other TCGs do this too, as far as I know, that you don't have to try and get the crazy full art cards or whatever expensive card might be out there to be able to use the effect. You have just bulk cards that do the same thing. And that's the same thing with like the EX cards and all that. You can get the basic EX card or the full art or the SAR or whatever. They all do the same thing within the TCG. So you can play it on a budget, which is nice. Just go to your local card shop if you got one, or go on eBay, look for someone selling bulk, and you'll be able to build decks out of just that bulk. So, yeah. Okay. What am I doing? I'm here. That. All right. That's awesome. I'm really curious about these cards, though. Y'all mind if I take a second to look it up? I don't like them any less if they're just like, oh, that card's worth 80 cents. I don't care. I just want to see. Because that was, to be clear, a $75 ETB. That's not cheap. MSRP on those is supposed to be $50. But trying to buy them here I'm paying 110, 120 bucks. So going to the card show really helped. You have the same tape measure as me. Yeah, I do. Right there. I don't know which one you mean, the yellow or the green. Okay, hold up a second. I do want to say, Lone Wolf X6, thank you for another super chat, $5 super chat. Let's go, nerds. You don't need to do super chats for me to read what you're saying. Okay, you're welcome. Just sub to the channel. Gonna wait for tax return before I decide to make an order for one. If you do that, unless you're expecting it in the next couple of weeks, by the time you get that tax return, there may be true shortages, as in you just can't buy parts. I've been telling most people, if you can make a purchase now, do it. If you can't, then you just roll the dice, hope for the best, that when you finally do get that money, that there's anything left to buy. RAM will be in a true shortage by then, very likely. GPUs will be experiencing GPU shortages at that point. NVIDIA has apparently already halted some production, or at least reduced production. That takes time to affect the market, but yeah. But the other thing is, if you want help on a PC, even with super chats, I have someone who has filled out the form. It's their turn first, because as I mentioned earlier, if you're looking for help, please fill out the form that's linked in the description. Instead of you just saying, hey, how about these parts? I don't know what you're trying to do with your PC. So I have no idea whether those parts are good or not for you. The form forces you to give me that helpful information. So if you're trying to get, this is free help. You don't need to pay a penny for it. But paying super chats does not also, on the other hand, it doesn't let you skip the line. It is now Judgment Nietzsche's turn. As you can see here, they filled out the form and it's their turn. So please, I gave you the advice to do it earlier, and I think that was before Judgment Nietzsche filled out their form. So you would have been next had you done that. But I do appreciate the support. Just understand it doesn't change if you fill out the form after somebody else. It doesn't move you up in the line. But I do appreciate that support. Yeah, use case is definitely important there. All right, gotta get my keyboard set back up. That was fun. If we have time, we might start on another thing. I mean, as you guys know, I'm trying to collect footage for content here. So the more I do, the more I'll have to work with. But we haven't even started with editing any of it yet. So I forgot to include small form factor. That would be an important element there, Nietzsche, for sure. Just give me a second. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, back at it. Okay. I don't think my RAM that I have will really work in an SFF build. Oh, did you say it was 4 sticks, right? If you go with ITX, that's usually 2 slots of RAM for RAM. So yeah, that wouldn't work. Got to new here. My apologies. No worries. Yeah, like I said, it is in the description. You do that. That's how you get help with a PC here. But it's all free. But it basically means, Lone Wolf, that I'm not going to be sitting here for like 15 minutes trying to drag information out of you. I have all the information right in front of me that I need, other than a few other questions that don't come up for everyone, so I don't have them on the form. Okay, thank you for doing this. Oh, it's just RAM and CPU. So you said that you don't think this RAM's going to work in there. Why is that? Yeah, it's 2x16. That's fine. ITX boards have 2 slots, just not 4. Like if you had 4 sticks of RAM, that wouldn't work. Okay. That's okay. What's up, Tanmay? How's it going? Is the audio setup different from the usual? Not really. Although I didn't have ducking on. Now it's back on. Same audio setup. Does it sound better or worse to you? Okay. So this is what you have already. One trick that you can do with these is you can make it to where there's no cost attributed to it because you already have it. But we're not going to be using PC Part Picker. PC Part Picker is boring. We're going to use this. This is Build Cores. Welcome to Build Cores. For those who haven't been here before, this is interactive 3D PC building. Let me go ahead and start a new build. Give it a name. It's pretty new. And what else did you say? You said this is for gaming. Oh, okay. Hold on. Hold up. Do not do small form factor. You must not do small form factor. I'm telling you right now. Gaming, sure. Racing sim, flight sim, questionable. You might need extra I/O, and a lot of ITX motherboards don't have a lot of I/O. Streaming and content creation / video editing, no. You do not do small form factor for that. No way. You need expandability. You need to be able to do things like adding in, potentially, more I/O if you don't have enough in your motherboard already. See that PCIe card? You can't put that on an ITX motherboard. Capture card, internal capture card, can't put that on an ITX motherboard. ITX motherboards typically have terrible I/O, meaning, oh, I finally got a Stream Deck. Wait, where do I plug it in? Oh no, I'm out of USB ports. I'll put it into a hub. Wait, Elgato products don't like hubs? Yeah, trust me on this. Make extra room on your desk for your PC because we're going standard mid-tower case. That's my suggestion, and that's what you're here for, I imagine. So that's what we'll do for this build. Okay, what color did you pick for your build? It's black. Let me ask you this question real quick. Now, you don't need extended ATX. You just need standard ATX. The standard expansion should be fine. Is that an AI PC builder? 10 May. What do you take me for? No, it's not an AI PC builder. No, it's a 3D PC builder. Wrong 2 characters. So let me ask you this real quick. What is the actual... You see how on a lot of these that are green where I finished it, there's just a single number instead of a range. This person had 2,500 to 3,000 for their range, and then they told me my max budget is 2,800. So what is your max budget out of this 2,500 to 3,000? Okay, having fun. Okay, good. It can be hard to communicate tone through just letters on the screen, Tanmay, but I get you. $3,000. All right, cool. Now, another thing is you have a 32 gig RAM kit, I see here. For let me ask you this. Out of the 4 things you're doing, right? Gaming, streaming, content creation, and simulation, right? What's the order of importance? Okay. Is the most important thing gaming? Is the most important thing video editing? What is, like, so give me the order of importance. Is streaming kind of like, I might stream, I don't know. What's the order of importance there? You can imagine how someone just picks gaming, or if they just pick 3D design or something. I don't have to ask questions like that, so they're not in the form. I wonder if I could change it up in how I make the form to where as people pick the different things, they can change what the order of importance is. That might be good, but a little complex. Streaming top content creation least. Okay, good. So you don't necessarily have to have 64 gigs of RAM. You can probably get away with 32. Now, this is not going to be the CPU that you want. Even for just streaming, it's too few cores. 7600X is 6 cores, 12 threads. Can you game and stream with that? Yeah. Is it going to be ideal? No, not really. With a $3,000 budget, you should be getting a higher core count CPU. More than 8. 8 you will usually suffice. 8 will usually suffice. Looking at your resolution you chose 1440p. That's a good choice. And you chose black for the case. Now, there's a marker on here that you won't see on every case on build cores. This 3D indicator. That means they have a 3D scan for this. Now, let me ask you this, Nietzsche. How much do you care about the aesthetics? Because you chose on the form, yes, and a lot of it for the RGB. So that tells me you probably want to be able to see your internal components really well. So you probably want a fish tank style case, right? Side glass and front glass. Almost every case now has side tempered glass, but not all of them have front tempered glass. Some have like front mesh for front intake fans. A good amount of, okay, you want to be able to see it. You want a good amount of RGB. Got it. So we want to go full ATX at least. Let's choose the color. Black, right? That's what you said. You want it in black? Yes. Now, this is the last case question. How large you? Okay, you know what? I don't even need to ask. You don't want it to be too big, clearly. You want it to be somewhat reasonable in size. Because you wanted small form factor. V270 is not bad, but I would like something that comes with reverse flow fans. And the whole point of this is to do the 3D thing, so we would like something that is 3D scanned and implemented on build cores. No, that's still kind of dual chamber. Hold up. No. We can go Vector V100. I think that would be good. Price is good. Should come with fans. Let's see it. And it looks sick. It looks really good. And now 3500X is going to be a wider case. We're going for a case that is not going to be dual chamber because that takes up more horizontal space. Okay. This has the power supply down here. So you don't have to have this whole separate part, this whole separate chamber on the side that takes up more desk space. Yeah, but they don't want, this is side intake. They want to have some They want to have a lot of view of the internal components. Now, CPU, let's see what we've got for CPUs. I mean, 9800X3D is obviously going to be a really, it's a high-end choice. It's $469. Nice, I guess. So that's like regular price, but that's across the board. Oh, Best Buy has it for $479. That's more money. Wow, more money? Yay. No. We'll go 9800X3D, and here is why. I am currently streaming on the 9800X3D. 8-core, 16 threads. I have gamed and streamed on this thing. 4K, all kinds of stuff, running all kinds of things in the background, running 2 streaming programs, everything. Okay? When it comes to video editing, I can show you right here in Premiere Pro. It actually is a big step up in Premiere Pro performance from the 9700X. That is reversed from previous generations where the non-3D V-Cache chip would do better in content creation. It's even up there with, it's very close in score to the 9900X3D and the 9900X, a 12-core CPU with 24 threads. And it's actually really close to the 9950X. This was a big bump up in performance for Premiere Pro, which is Adobe's video editing program. So really, an all-around very, very good CPU. I like the simulated photography light or videography light up there. That's super cool. I mean, that's so unnecessary, but I love it. Oh, by the way, guys, check this out. Someone I know would be building a 9950X system. I would suggest that they wait depending on the price of 9950X because the new version of the 9950X 3D, the V2 of that, may have 3D V-Cache on both chiplets, which is going to help with other tasks as well as just gaming. So check this out. We can edit the RGB. We can make it static and I guess that just shows you the hex code. Make it static and purple. Yeah! It's close to my purple, which is more of a blurple, really. Like that. No, that's blue. It's not super refined, but no, that's pink. Okay. Whatever. I would like to be able to enter the hex code. I'm going to talk to them about that. I'm actually working with these guys on this. You can even lower the brightness if you want. And then it shows the fans. I don't know what light script is, but we'll leave it like that. Yeah, I know about the V2. Told the user already. Who knows what he will do with that info. My suggestion, do something like a 9700X until the new one comes out. Spend a lot less on the CPU now if they just have to have the PC now. And then in a month or two, if it comes out that quickly, I'm sure they have to get the scheduling fully fleshed out before they're going to launch that thing. They have never done multi-CCD 3D V-Cache before. They have to get it right, or else it's going to... They're riding high on their reputation right now. They do not want to tank that. All right, let's look at a motherboard. You need a super solid motherboard for this system, okay? You're doing streaming in here. That needs a lot of I/O. You're looking at some video editing, meaning you need a good amount of storage options, all of that. So we're going to get you a good, solid motherboard in here. Once you go beyond just gaming, you cannot overlook your motherboard. You can't do it. I'd say the X870 Mag Tomahawk is a pretty good option here, actually, without going too high in the price. As long as you don't mind the colorway they have in there. But we're going to double check this by taking a look. I'll show you the stuff that I look at when I'm picking a motherboard, okay? We'll go to the actual site. And then we're going to go to specification. First, we'll look at the gallery and look at the I/O. Not bad. Now, we're seeing a lot of USB 2.0 here, right? That's not great, but it actually doesn't matter because you have to have somewhere to plug in your mouse, your keyboard, maybe a USB headset or something like that. Or at a Stream Deck. Elgato Stream Deck can go into USB 2.0 and be just fine. Now, if you're doing something like a Stream Deck Plus with like the XLR input or something like that, you're going to want to use one of these USB-C ones here because that has better power delivery, better throughput. But if you're just doing like a Stream Deck 2 V2, then you just use a USB 2.0 and you save the faster ports for devices that require it. 5 gig Ethernet, Wi-Fi 7, not bad. I'm curious though, if they have my favorite motherboard for a streaming and gaming system in here. It is previous gen, but it is still AM5. There it is. This sucker right here is and what was and is the best option for this. Look at the okay, first off, you have 4 M.2 sockets with 0 interference with your PCIe slots. We love to see it. You got PCIe slots. This is X4, this is X1, PCIe Gen 4. This one's going to be blocked by your GPU. And of course, your X16 Gen 5, Gen 5 storage right here. And then that. A little bit more I/O. What you're losing out, though, you are losing out on 2 USB Type-Cs. So, and you're losing out on Gen 5. This is losing its luster because if we compare it here, this is very close. And actually, you're just giving up a couple Type-A ports for Type-C ports. This is the better option. I'm going to have to eventually retire this as just the best motherboard from this generation, eventually. But before we do that, also, the price on this has gone down, making it more equivalent to this one. And the price on this one has gone up a little bit. Walmart used to have it for $160. You see this thing? $160 for that is freaking nuts. I don't like nuts, the word nuts echoing that many times. All right, you got it, Shanala. Thanks for hanging out. I saw your $1,000 build. The market has not been kind. Oh, yeesh. What's up, Tech Grant? How's it going? You're waiting for the the X3D2? Yeah. Yeah, but that one, the $160 one from Walmart is out of stock, so you can't get it at that price anyway. That makes the Tomahawk Wi-Fi a better choice if they don't have bifurcation all over the place, which we're checking right here. PCI-E3 slot will run at X2 speed when installing device in the M.2 3 slot. Okay, so this has 4 M.2 slots, and there's one that you're going to want to not use. Okay, there's actually 2. This is my problem. You don't experience this with that older board. And you see a lot of this in current gen AMD motherboards. The thing is, okay, last month I got to tour the AMD labs and talk to their engineers, and it was so sick. It was a lot of fun. It was just a freaking computer nerd's dream to go do that. And I asked them, I was like, X670E to X870E, what happened? They were like, look, it's the board partners that do that. We give them some restrictions, some minimums, some things that they have to hit. For X870E, it was dual USB 4 ports, right? 40, whatever, dual USB 4 ports, and then this, and then that. The bifurcation, we don't control that. I'm like, because he knew exactly what I was talking about. And it's this thing where they're like, hey, you get 4 M.2 slots and a lot of PCIe slots and USB 4. But if you use any of those things, the other things don't work. Ugh! It's so frustrating, okay? You know how many times I look at this and I'm like so hopeful, and then they're just like, oh, but you turn that on, the other thing doesn't work. Well, all you have to know going in is just put 2 storage drives in there, and all your other stuff will work just fine. Oh, what's up, MK Loomis? How's it going? Sorry, you walked into that one. Yeah. This is what makes my job so interesting, you see, is when you get onto a real nice, cushy rug, and they just yank it right out from under you. That's how it works, guys. At least motherboards haven't, like, skyrocketed in price, okay? This is a real wood table. I'm knocking on it. Okay. Like, let's not make it too complicated, right? Okay. The M.2 slot will be unavailable when using these processors. That doesn't matter. We're not using one of those. USB 40 gigabit per second Type-C ports on the back panel and M.2 slot share the PCIe 5.0 x4 bandwidth. The problem here is that they just had to have a second PCIe 5.0 slot. You're not using that. You're just going to put a PCIe 4.0. Your main drive is the one that's going to be the fastest probably, but no, it has to be PCIe 5.0 because it's a selling point. But then it has to share it with the USB 4 ports because you only have so much in terms of connectivity to the CPU and the chipset. You can switch this to PCIe 5.0 x4 in the BIOS, but this will disable the USB 40 gigabit per second Type-C ports. Just disables them. So you can't use really M.2_2 or M.2_3 because this one, well, actually, no. It's only if you're using this slot right here. If you're not, then you can use your third M.2 slot. If you're not using this one. Because going through the chipset right here, these two things share bandwidth right here to here. What's up, Flapjack? How's it going? Going for a 4K upgrade from the PlayStation for single player games. Biggest heat melt is motherboards. What? No idea what to get. What do you mean heat melt? Headache? Did you mean to say headache? Anyone who talked to a CES didn't know their own motherboard bifurcation layout, sadly. Yeah. Tech Grant, one of the best conversations I had with a person at was at ASRock at Computex, and it was with the board, one of the head motherboard designers for ASRock, and he was so psyched about, because he's obsessed with I/O like I am. He was so psyched about the Aqua board with all USB Type-C. Like, that was a fun conversation, I got to tell you. Flapjack, if you're looking for help on an upgrade, please fill out the form. It's linked in the description, and have a list of all the parts that you have already ready to go in like a PC part picker list like this. Then you can just link that in at the end of the form. There's a place to put that link, and then I'll help you out for free. No worries. Anyways, yeah, I'll say this board is fine because of the external connectivity. Just if you're going to use this slot right here, only plan on having 2 drives. And if you're not going to use this one, you can have 3 M.2 drives in here. Simple, right? $253 for that board is good. And you can see why. It's like, it's also not X870E, meaning it's not the dual chipset. So like, I get it. All right, GPU. I'm going to say 5070 Ti is more than you need, buddy. 5070 Ti is totally great for this. You're doing 1440p. The 5070 Ti can do 4K. All right? I played 4K game like in my PC that I'm streaming on right now is a 5070 Ti. It's got dual encoders, which is awesome for streaming. It has 16 gigs of VRAM, at least for now, like the 5080 does. So, and it's very close to the 5080 in performance. So yeah, I would say 5070 Ti is great for this build. And we're doing an MSI motherboard. Let's do an MSI GPU if we can, if it's at the right price. We're going to sort by price, low to high. Here we go. Asus, MSI. Here we go. So you have an MSI GPU and MSI motherboard. I'm on the 4070 Ti Super, so I'm chilling at 1440. Do you not need a GPU then? Like, is this a full build that I'm doing? You gave me a $3,000 budget, so I figured it was a full build. Yeah, I just hope, Tech Grant, that they're not canceling the whole 5070 Ti like the rumors say. And I hope they go with the other rumor, I guess, where they're going to bring it down to 12 gigs VRAM because you'll still have the dual encoders. I don't think they'll drop the price because NVIDIA But then we get something to rant about, and legitimately. Yeah, the I/O in that generation was just better. It was. Yeah, it was good seeing you out there, man. 100%. No, I do. No, I do. It's in my PC. So you do. So yes, you do, or no, you don't. You just combine those two, and I'm very confused. You do need a GPU. Okay, I'm guessing that's what you meant. Like, hey, you want to go out to dinner with us? Or no? Or are you just staying home? No. I do. Huh? Okay, got it. 829 versus 829. I mean, what's the difference here? Let's go with this one. Whatever. I mean, you could go up a little bit more, $40 more, and get RGB in it. What did you say about RGB? Yes, and a lot of it. Maybe that $40 is worth it for you. MSI Gaming Trio also has a little bit better cooling going on there. A little bit bigger cooling solution on there, so we can go with that. Sent the form for the specific build. Nice. Love that I went from a ZZT stream to here afterwards. ZTT? How is Zach doing? He's rated before. I think twice, actually. But wait, what? Why isn't it showing it? Is there no 3D for that? I'm taking it out there. I'm taking it out if there's no 3D for that. That is not acceptable. Yeah, it doesn't have the 3D symbol. Oh well. You can just pick out, just look for the one that has the RGB in it if that's something that you want. Tech Grant, have you seen build cores yet? This is like PC part picker, but actually fun. Yeah, I know he's about to move to Houston. I haven't talked to him about it yet, but that's only a few hours from me. If he ever wants to collab, I need to talk to him about that. I don't know what it is about Pennsylvania, but all the tech YouTubers are leaving there. I don't know what's going on with that. Brett left, went back to South Africa, and then you got Zach coming down to Texas. Crazy. What's out of stock? The one I picked? In stock. Unless you meant the one with RGB, then sure. Yeah, it is. It is cool. We're probably going to be collaborating in one way or another, and there's going to be some real fun stuff with that. Oh, the RGB one. Yeah, got it. Okay. I would, oh, God. I would really like to recommend 64 gigs of RAM here. But that's like a third of your budget. But if you're playing certain RAM-hungry games and streaming at the same time with a lot of stuff open, hoo boy. I have 64 gigs of RAM in this streaming system, but you better believe I got that before Ramageddon. Also, I usually have a million tabs open. This is one of, I think, 5 Chrome windows I have open right now. A couple of them are single purpose, like I popped out chat and stuff, but the fact remains. Let's just see what it costs to get the lowest price 64 gig kit at the right speed. Oh my God, they haven't fixed that yet, but that's okay. I just told them yesterday. No, not high to low. Please, no, 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 no. Okay, God, $1,700. Are you kidding me? Okay, now it's crucial. Of course, the speeds are low. Huh. CL40? This is your Pro RAM Crucial CL 6400 CL40. That isn't even close to the right first word latency. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is like $100 more than 32 gigs. CL40. Okay, this is CL32. Okay, it doesn't have RGB. I'm sorry. Oh, this is CL32 with RGB. Okay, this is the RAM right here. Kingston coming in clutch. Look at that. Look at that. We love it. DDR5 6400 CL32 is, in terms of absolute latency, the same as DDR5 6000 CL30. So it's appropriate for the 9800X3D. Funny that you don't see many DDR5 6000 kits for this, but that's the thing about capacity. And this one, 6000 CL40. Like, good Lord, fix your latency, Crucial. Oh, yeah, that's right. You're quitting, quitters. And we have the 3D for this, so it's going to show up. Bam, now you got RGB there, too. Will a 2 PC setup be a better idea since I have the RAM on hand? I mean, sure. I guess, if you want to do that. But 64 gigs is going to be much better for gaming and streaming at the same time in a single system. You can just not buy this. I'm giving you a complete system here. You just buy the parts that you actually want. We're going to go 1,000 watt Montec here for the power supply, and it's beautiful. All right, we're skipping those two. We'll come back to it. I don't think they need the model, but let's see. Montec Century, 1050 watt for 109 with a platinum cybernetics rating and an A or A plus rating in the PSU tier list. These are goated. Do you need that for a 5070 Ti? No. But in a couple of years, when you're getting like a 6090 or whatever, if you decide you want to do that, this can possibly support that. In fact, going with a $159 1200 watt, if you want that absolute upgradability, do that. But get the same model because these are so much cheaper, extremely highly rated, and very well-reviewed power supplies. Like Montec freaking killed it with these. They did not come to play. We're doing 1050 watt, though, right now. 109 is crazy for that. I live in Austin, Texas. I hope to meet him one day. Yeah, I mean, you can go to... I mean, there'll probably be... I don't know what events go on in Houston, but there'll be stuff like DreamHack Dallas. If you make your way up there, he might go to those events now. I don't know. He doesn't go many... He didn't go to CES, you know? Though there were multiple content creators who didn't go to CES. Do you use Quad CC? Quad CC? Are you talking about, like... Am I using... 2 DIMMs per channel on my RAM? Is that what you mean? Currently I have a 3060. Zach said I could upgrade that given my current CPU. Good. His baldness is back. All hail the glare. You're acknowledged. Acknowledged. They don't cost a lot, huh? Seen them before. I did not know they were that good. Kingston is king, man. Kingston, in terms of memory and storage, is so good. Which is, those are the two things they do. So they'd better be. But yeah. CPU cooler. Let's go with a, what is this? Lian Li? We'll go with a Lian Li cooler. You can go Hydro Shift. That should fit this case. That means you don't have tubes like taking up a whole bunch of space in the case. But there's another one that does extremely well. The Galahad 2 Lite does really, really well in reviews. Let's go with that. Oh, there's no 3D of it. Never mind. It doesn't qualify. I don't like seeing just the framework of it. I like seeing the whole thing. Okay. I'm trying to match it up to the fans that already come with the case. They really don't have any Lian Li coolers in 3D. That sucks. Oh, well. I'll just throw it in there. We're almost done anyway. I'll pick the same one. storage. So you're going to want at least 2 terabytes here. Hey, yo, that's good. All right, cool. That's what I got mine for. And that is at Best Buy and Walmart. Okay, cool. $314 for a 2 terabyte PCIe 5.0 at this point is actually quite good. This is about twice as fast as the fastest PCIe 4.0 drives. It's ridiculous. Like, and the fact that a 2 terabyte NV3 is $242 is crazy. And it's like over $50 cheaper than the SN7100. Nah, this is a deal. Get it while you can for the 9100 Pro. And look at that. 2780 with 64 gigs of RAM, a 9800X3D, a 5070 Ti, your cooler, your case, your motherboard, and it's a solid motherboard too, other than the bifurcation with the storage, but just get 2 drives. You'll use that main one, and if you want to add extra storage for it for like local recording of streams, you can do that. This, like, you're talking about doing 2 PC setup, okay? To be clear, that is very complicated to do, okay? And have it all work seamlessly. You need extra equipment, like you need to have a good audio interface that has dual USB-C for 2 PC setups. It's a whole thing. You can do everything in this PC and then pass your current one along if you want to. Sell it used on Facebook Marketplace, whatever you want. This is superior in literally every aspect. Oh, the power supply. Yeah, let me verify that for you real quick. Just so you know, I'm not talking out my backside here. Let's go to the PSU tier list. And we just go to the main list, proper ratings only. We hit Control F and do Montech. Oops, we spell it correctly though. And this is the Montech Century 2 Gold ATX 3.1. The 1050 watt and the 1200 watt are A rated. A rating with, as they say, excellent performance and noise profile. Oh, they have, so they say that the OCP is kind of overset, but that's probably on the safe side. What about the Corsair RM100X that I run? 1000. Okay. I mean, it's highly rated. RM. That's not going to find anything. RMX. RM-X. Corsair RM1000X. I don't know when you bought it. There's a few versions of this. If it was a 2021 version, that's A+ rated, but the rating, let me see, RM-X. Let me see, where's the other 1000 watt? A+. It's well rated. It's good. So yeah, you're fine. But yeah, that's a publicly available list. You can find, actually, I always send people to the ZTT build help page, Zach's Tech Turf build help page, because he's got it linked right there along with other helpful links. But yeah, this is a sick build with like everything you need. Yeah, I'm dumb, so I'll do the one. Okay, sure. Yeah, cheapest I see is $730 for 64 gigs of DDR5 CL30. DDR5 6000 CL30 Cherokee Vapors. By the way, what's up? Welcome. Oh, capture card. What I use, so yes, I do have the CamLink Pro because I've got top-down angle. I've got this angle, both mirrorless cameras. And if I was using the tracking camera, if I was using another mirrorless, I would need to have the third and then maybe a fourth. I am going to be adding angles as things go on, especially as I continue to do Pokemon stuff, because what I'll be doing is shifting over to this desk over here to do ripping packs, because I'm going to have a dedicated setup for that. So yeah, that's going to require 4 cameras, a face cam and a top-down camera, or a sort of chest angle camera, like right here. And for my capture card for testing PCs, I use the AverMedia Live Gamer 4K 2.1. That's been my favorite one so far for internal capture cards for high frame rate with variable refresh rate and all that. Yeah, Thornton Willie, what's up, by the way? But yeah, we get those. I already said what's up earlier, but we get those messages. I paid blank for such and such thing blank months ago, all the time, literally all the time. I've become numb to those messages because, yeah, I've been talking about this for months already. But yep, that's how it be. It do be like that. I'm on a B550. What is the best GPU for 1440p gaming? What does your motherboard have to do with that, Javier? I don't know. It doesn't have much to do with it, honestly. But honestly, if you're looking for help with an upgrade, I'm currently helping someone who got in line for help. They followed the directions, filled out the form. If you look in the description, it's all right there. But it's okay. The instructions are popping up like in chat, but it's okay. You know that people miss it all the time. You look in the description, click the link there. It's the first thing there. It says if you want help with a PC, then you have to fill out the form. I should just make that if you want help with PC questions, please fill out the form. But that gets you in line to get free help, but also it makes you provide me with all of the answers that I would have to basically continuously ask you questions to get otherwise, which makes it take 100%, like 100 times longer. And yeah. Yeah, so far, I am very, very happy with build cores. So I don't know if there's a thing to hide the build, but I do, not hide the build, to save the build. But basically, I'm going to send you a link for it. Right here. There you go. I really like the line of diffused RGB on the side here. I've never built with this case. I'm kind of interested to do so. Yeah, no problem, Javier. You're good. Question is, I'm using my TV as a monitor. Bad. It offers 120 hertz port. It's a 65-inch Bravia Sony QLED. I have to use an 8K HDMI for it to come up on my screen, though. Okay, Lone Wolf. I just want to clarify. You did not have a question in there. Oh, is using it bad? Okay, I didn't see question mark, so I was like, it just kind of kept going. It's if it has gaming features, then no, it's not bad. It's fine. Question. I read it. You heard how I read it. I was like, question. Is using my TV as a monitor bad? It offers one. So yeah, no, you answered your own question. It's not bad because of the features that it has. If it has 120 hertz ports with VRR or variable refresh rate, then you're usually good. Yeah, no problem, Grant. You're good. But yeah, I've been using the Camlink Pro for years. It is the easiest thing to use when it comes to multiple cameras. It really is. I will say, you see this camera more probably, and this is just the Osmo Pocket 3. You saw me with it there at the show probably. Yeah, you did. I believe we had it out at the show there. This thing, the tracking on it is so freaking good. The picture is super good. I probably need to adjust the color a little bit. It's looking a little bit washed out, but other than that, it's so good. But there you go. Nietzsche, there's your build. There's no obvious thing for saving the build other than the fact that I named it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to this. Oh, good. Look at that. It shows my builds right there. This needs a little bit of work, though. Yeah, this needs a little work. But I'll reach out to them about that. The best thing about this is that literally I'm going to be able to give them notes on things that could be improved, and I actually did that. So that's awesome. Actually, I'm going to go back here, do this. Boop. Let me ask you guys a question. So basically, now Lone Wolf is going to be your turn soon, okay? What I do here is I help somebody, and then after I help someone, and before I move on to the next person, I will rip some Pokemon packs. It's fun. It just adds a little fun into it. Plus, it's building up footage for content for a separate channel later on. But what's up, Zeno? How's it going? Welcome. After that, though, it'll be your turn, and we'll do the BR Paradox. We'll do the Paradox build for you, Paradox Customs build for you. But I have a question for you guys. So I told you, you saw basically how much fun it was to rip all the packs for that ETB. It was a great time. But looking at what we got, I took a minute to look up if I was hung up on card values, okay? It would have totally ruined it for me, the whole experience. Let me tell you why. These are great for play here. They're also I already had the Latias EX, Mega Latias EX. Did not have the Mega Lucario EX, I don't believe. But neither of these is worth anything if you're hung up on value and you're trying to make money from ripping Pokemon packs, okay? It just doesn't work that way, okay? You will just lose money all the time. These are just 50 cents each. They're not expensive cards. But I want to catch all my Pokemon, if you know what I mean. I want to get them all myself. But I got these 4 full art cards. The combined value of these 4 cards is $10. That ETB was 75. If I was hung up on that, on the value of them, on just chasing after 3 cards that are worth something, I'd be disappointed every freaking time. We're not doing that here. We got a ton of cards for the Pokedex, some upgrades to full art cards for the Pokedex. That's the goal. That makes every one of these. I was happy to get this common card because it's a Yukimori card. That is made out of clay. That's art. The art on these is what I love that. I love filling out the Pokedex, collecting all of them. You cannot get hung up if you're going to get into this hobby. Do not do it to chase 24 cards. You will have a very bad time 98% of the time. I've learned that very quickly. Going well, PC running optimally. It got a bit hot earlier, but it was all great. 75 Celsius is fine, Zeno. Yeah, that's run of the mill. Your CPU, if it's AMD, is designed to run at 95 degrees Celsius all day long. All day long. If it's Intel, 100 degrees Celsius all day long. Cool. I was wondering because I had a friend make fun of me saying get a monitor. If it has variable refresh rate, no, yeah, they've been adding that to TVs. I honestly intend to get one eventually. I don't have a TV like that, but it helps a lot with gaming. There's also probably a game mode, Lone Wolf, for your TV. You'll want to look that up and maybe run it because it might help with latency, which is the other aspect to worry about. But if you got a game mode on there, that will help reduce input lag. So now we got to figure out, we got through that ETB way too quickly. That's my fault. Because we have more people to help out on this stream than we've had for a while. Although I didn't stream all last week, of course, but Tuesday was slow. The stream before all that was slow. So I'm not opening another ETB tonight. But we have these 3 things, okay? This has 6 packs in it. This has 10 packs, and this has 15. I think I'm going to save each of these for their very own stream. Oh, no. Each of these for their very own stream. But the booster bundle of White Flare, I would love to rip this. I think we do 3 and then 3 to finish it out. Wait, what time is it? Oh, never mind. We're not opening anything. It's 11:36. We're just going to help out the last person. We'll do more on Sunday. It does provide game mode. I keep it on vivid mode though for brightness, but I'll look into it. If you're playing any competitive games, game mode is for you. If you're not and you're mostly just playing cinematic titles and things like that, then yeah, then go for the one that looks the best. Just did a 1-minute stress test on my CPU, 81 Cmax. That's totally fine, Shogun Luffy. That's absolutely acceptable for a stress test because a stress test is a synthetic test. It is simulating a situation your CPU will probably never regularly be in. And if it can handle that easily, your cooling solution is more than good enough. So yeah, I don't know. I would really love to rip more packs right now. I'm like, y'all have no idea how tempted I've been with these sitting here day after day, but like, no, we're saving them. And I've already opened all the other small stuff that I had. So like, that's it. Other than that booster bundle. Been playing Expedition 33 a lot, if anything, and Hollow Knight. Okay, for Expedition 33, you better reduce that input lag. It's a beautiful game and very cinematic, but input lag is like low latency is critical with E33. Get to ripping, you tease. I already ripped an entire ETB. I already got a whole bunch of good freaking full arts, and that's just a promo. That's just a promo. But I got awesome full art cards, and I got a whole bunch of stuff already throughout the whole stream. So you're just getting in here late, Thornton Willie. Besides, I already have a ton of footage that needs editing, and I haven't even approached that yet. We still have a lot of stuff to get out for CES. That is more time sensitive. Okay, so Lone Wolf, let's talk about your system here, okay? All right, so let's get this thing done. What is your actual maximum budget, Lone Wolf? The max solid number, not a range. So between 3,500 and 4,000, is it like 3,750, 3,800? What's your max dollar amount you're willing to spend on your PC? Like, no raising this later. This is your final answer. I think I just need to make an image to put behind this camera that just says vaping is bad, okay? So that whenever my camera pops out of existence, you know why I'm doing it, because I don't want to encourage that. Unless you're on actual cigarettes, you need to quit that. Like it is the best way to get off of it, IMO. One pack at the end. Do you want me to break up just one of these? Like it's a whole, like that would be horrible for the footage. Like I got to keep it all together. Stop trying to tempt me, Willie. 4,000. I'm probably going to use the Affirm plan they offer, though. Sure. Well, let's see what you're doing that has that kind of budget. Okay. You're just gaming at 1440p. I promise you. You do not need to spend $4,000 on this. It is a boutique builder, yes. I mean, you can throw that into aesthetics if you want. Oh, this starts at 5730. Hold up. Your link goes to a $5,700 PC, and you're telling me your budget's 4K. Something doesn't add up here. Why is there a 5090 on this? Is this the default? Because did you pick that yourself, or is that the default? Throwing a 5090 at 1440p gaming is like trying to destroy an anthill with a nuclear bomb. Okay, just get some pesticide. Like 5070 Ti, like that's more than enough. That brings the build down to 3635. Yeah, that is default because the starting price is there. I should have just looked at that and then looked over here. You changed it to a 9070 XT. Okay, that did not translate. You want a 9070 XT? Sure. What kind of games are you going to be playing? You say Expedition 33 and Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight on this, absolutely. At E33, probably better on NVIDIA. Just saying. And it's $100 difference, but yeah. You're not streaming or anything, so I mean, I can't really fault you for going 9070 XT. It does beat the 5070 Ti in specific games in some circumstances. Remember, though, Radeon did not release any new software, as far as I know, whereas NVIDIA dropped DLSS 4.5. That could be a selling point for you. 48 gigs of RAM. What is that? Hold on. What did you say for RGB, by the way? You said yes, but not too much. So no RGB RAM makes sense to me. Cool. Let's see if they have a PCIe Gen 5 storage drive. They do. Let's go, instead of going with a 4 terabyte slower drive, we're going to go with a 2 terabyte faster drive. Like twice this, more than twice the speed. This is up to 7,000 megabytes per second. This is up to 14,500. And if you're just playing a few games, you don't need more than 2 terabytes, at least for a long time. Heard that DLSS 4.5 is good, but takes a bit more power to run it. Of course. Why wouldn't NVIDIA want more power? Just finished the last rad flush. Time to figure out how to make this all fit. Oh, figuring out your order of operations there. Yeah, that's going to be fun. Okay, so we got that, right? 2 terabyte. Yes. A little overkill on the motherboard. I'm not mad at it though. But we will bump you up on the CPU because we can. 9800X3D. There you go. Wait, do they have the new one? It's not out yet. It ain't out yet. What am I talking about? Oh, those fans don't need to be matching. That's right. Because they're hidden, so. I love the power supply choice. It's a bit much for yours, though. We can probably bring this down to like the 1,000 watt, but then you lose the edge. I like the Edge 1300 more for a build like this. It's just nicer. I like that with the way that this is laid out. Some of the features it has, the cables it comes with are super nice. You changed it to 1,000? Yeah, all right, sure. I'll do that too. That's fine. The reason you go with something like 1,300 watts is that if you think in the next few years you might upgrade to like a crazy high power draw GPU, you don't have to swap your power supply. But 1,000 watts can handle most GPUs. We just don't know what direction NVIDIA is going. They have not been shy about raising power requirements every single generation. We don't need to delid that thing. That's fine. Hydra Shift LCD. And matches the fans they're putting in there, so that's good. This is fine. I think the Hydro Shift fits in here. I mean, they wouldn't have it as a default if it didn't. The only other option I would consider would be like the Trix Panorama. If you just want the big old screen on there that curves, that's up to you. I think this one's fine as it is. Yeah, not a lot to change here. There is one important thing to change. Change the AIO to the Trix. Okay, why did you need me to do this, by the way? It sounds like you knew what you were doing. Like, I was even recommending other stuff, and you're like, no, I wanted this. Okay, all right. Why do you want my help? We'll go with the SE. SE is fine. It's just as good in terms of visuals and cooling. NVIDIA's really just sealed their own coffin at CES with no new consumer GPUs. I was never a fan anyway, so it really leaves the market open to AMD and Intel. Yeah, the problem is neither of those brands are going to do anything about it. I added the PC. Okay, you know what? Here, I spent time on this. So how about you just use my coupon code, save some money, call it a day. Well, the problem is you didn't send me the completed build. You sent me to the default build without saying a word, other than after every choice I made, you'd be like, well, I did this. You could lead with that. You can say, here's what I did. I changed GPU to this. I changed the AIO to this. I did this. I don't know what you did with the storage. I helped you out a lot there. Get the fastest storage. Don't get the 4 terabyte. That's slower. Get the faster 2 terabyte. Unless you know you're going to be getting like 4 Call of Duty's worth of games installed on there, that would be more than 2 terabytes. Call of Duty's too big and it's dumb. Usually, if you just play a few games, like you will then make room by uninstalling a certain game, whatever. 2 terabytes will hold a lot of games as it is. A solid amount. It's going to be much faster with this drive. Why not? Did you change the RAM? No, in order to send me your build, you have to send me your cart. You have to add it to cart and then link your cart to me. There's no thing that's right here that is like, if I just sent you this link right here, it's just going to send you to an unconfigured page. They don't have an obvious way to share your build. I have mentioned it to Paradox a few times, but for my part, as long as I have a way to share the cart, that's what I try to do. That's all I need to be able to do. Also, by the way, with respect to Paradox Customs, this is a wasted $50. Because if you use your PC for a couple of weeks, most of this is gone. You can de-optimize your PC by just leaving Chrome open in the background, okay? PC optimization it's okay. It's not necessary. So you can save your money there. It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's really not in the link thing because that I understand. It's the fact that it was only after I would do each step that you told me anything. That was something that you could have chosen to do differently is all I'm saying. In a more straightforward way, where you're just like, hey, oh, my changes aren't there. Here's all the stuff I did. There you go. Just for future note, for in a few years when you come back for me to help you with this again for your next PC. So if we add this to cart, there it is. Share cart right there. There's your cart. But here's the other step. If we go to cart, and then you go down here, coupon code. BRAETHORN. My name. And you get a coupon on there. Coupon, Braethorn, $94.75 off. There you go. In case you want to just copy that down to have the notes. Okay, so now I can go here and do this. No, yeah, it's okay. They don't have a clear way to share that. You honestly don't. You don't need to kick yourself or anything over that. It's no problem. Well, that was fun. That was a good stream. I'm glad we got to help out a bunch of people. That was good. And I hope that you feel like Lone Wolf. I hope you feel like you got your money's worth. And hey, at least You're going to be saving like 96 bucks off your PC now. Just bonus. There you go. And maybe another 50 bucks if you don't do the optimization, because again, you can de-optimize your PC really fast. At the very least, it'll be like in a month or so, that 50 bucks is squandered. Like it's not optimized anymore. Other than a few little things, you don't really need that. Doing a steel nomad? What, Zeno? All right, well. Oh, benchmark. Nice. Okay. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, good. Guys, you know how I feel about this. I would love for y'all to join me for a little raid. If you're watching on YouTube, check the description. There's a link to the Twitch channel. If you want to come along to raid a friend of mine, and maybe you'll find your next favorite streamer. This guy is a good friend of mine, Emmett. He's an awesome speedrunner and gamer in general, and an awesome streamer in general as well. And like I said, good friend of mine. And I built his PC that he's streaming on. So there's that. That's kind of related. So what do you mean smell the box, Willie? What is this? What's the That smells like plastic and my suitcase. I'm not doing it. I'm not. No. My girlfriend's getting out of work. She's coming home. That means I end the stream. So we're going to raid my buddy Emmett. Don't tell him I misspelled Emmett. It's literally 4 letters. You didn't see it. I could be lying to you right now. Let's go raid my buddy Emmett, and I appreciate y'all. Hang out. He's playing Final Fantasy IV, one of the greatest JRPGs of all time. So it's a good time. And even if you got to go, give me 60 seconds while we do this raid, just so you can say hi, even if you got a jet. Because it makes other streamers happy. He's been streaming for 4.5 hours. Let's be a little bright spot in that. Do a little raid. Drop a few emotes, some LGNs, some Bray raid emotes, and that will make me happy too. That's going to be it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you Sunday night around 8 p.m. Central. Till then, take care.
Let's go, nerds!